Fair enough. Well, eh, well, listen. You don't. As long as you have your PC hardwired, it doesn't matter where your box is at. As long as it's hardwired, you're gonna get the same speed no matter what. And I would recommend using hardwired because you're gonna get the best speed out of your internet out of anything. So when you do get your PC and such like that, or whatever, whatever you're gonna get. What the hell? Bitch! Fucking Xbox. You bitch. You fucking cunt. Fucking Xbox.
Nice.
I
I was like,
my
oh, he left
God.
the party.
I didn't leave the party. I didn't do anything.
It it just kicked you out for some reason.
It's fucking stupid is what it is. Anyways. I don't care. It's whatever. It's fucking technology at its finest. Anyways. Besides that stupidity. No, but I'm telling you though, don't use wireless. Do not use wireless.
Yeah,
You're
I was
gonna
just
get
gonna
way
use
better
an Ethernet
speeds.
cable.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where your box is located. You're gonna get the same speed. As long as it's wired.
That's how you get the fastest internet speed is through an Ethernet cable.
That's why my stream quality is pretty decent because I'm connected wired. I never connect my consoles wireless anymore, unless if I have no choice. So if I'm at a friend's house and wired is not an option, okay, fine. I will use wireless. But I'm not a fan of it. I just am not a fan of it because the speeds are just terrible.
Yes,
They suck.
yes they
They're
are.
not reliable at all. But when I do
Doesn't it
streams
prioritize
on,
the
let's
Wi-Fi?
just say,
Does
it does, yeah. Um, yeah, when I do those crazy 44-hour streams or whatever like that, and Incredible Batman Justice's house, and whatever like that, his charter internet always gives me problems. It always does, no matter what I do. No matter what I do, it just gives me hell. It either kicks me off the internet or it stops the stream or whatever, some stupid shit like that. And it's like, dude, this is a joke. I wouldn't pay for it. I want reliable service, not service that kicks you off the internet after, I don't know, 12 hours of playing. you know, that's just dumb.
honestly,
So,
I'm tempted to just get my own router. How much do you have to pay for a router anyway? In a service.
depends. It depends on what you plan on going for, you know, because depending, like for me, for instance, with AT&T, they give you a router. You ask them what you want, how many megabytes do you want, and so let's just say, for instance, okay, you want 50 megabytes. All right, we'll have the van come in, they'll connect it to your thing, and they might even have all the cables connect to your devices that you want them to connect to, and they'll put it in and stuff like that. And then the cost will be $45 a month. I think is what their price is right now for 50 megs. Or it could be a
And
little bit
that's
less than
good,
that right
right?
now, because yeah, 50 megs is pretty dang good. I mean, I only have 25 megs right now at my home, not even. So yeah, 50 megs is pretty dang decent. Not terrible, not terrible. Pretty dang decent. But yeah, so yeah, they'll bring it in, they'll connect everything up, and boom. And if your router fries at any point in given time, they'll come in and they'll replace it for free, no charge. No charge. They'll give you the latest and greatest, no charge. They do that to ours every time ours smokes. Because ours will do that.
Damn, dude.
But yeah, no, they will do that though. You know, I mean that's what happens. The routers, they do fry.
Yeah.
This is how they
They do puke.
But I mean, they don't do it. They don't do it often though. They don't. Once in a blue moon, that sucker will puke. I think what, after a couple years it will puke, maybe, if that even. But that's because my parents work at home, so you know when they're on the internet all the time, and you know, so of course that service is running hot, you know, all the time because we're always on it. So that's to be expected, you know.
Yeah.
So I am live, by the way. Just letting you know. So yeah, welcome guys. Welcome to the Minecraft Mondays. Apologize for being a little bit late. But you gotta do what you gotta do. What are you doing?
What?
I'm trying to get in this. I can't even get in it because you're in the way. Oh, well, I don't need to go in there anyway, but I... okay. But yeah, I mean, that's what I would start off with. I mean, I think a router to get by yourself is like... It really just depends on which one you get. And that's why I'm just going to go with AT&T, because I really don't know routers that well. Or at least, you know, I don't... Not really. I think you can get... you can get them for probably like $50, $100, something like that.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you on the quality of it because, you know, we never owned one, you know. We had Charter in the beginning, and then we realized that they were just ripping us off, so then we just moved to AT&T after that. So never went back.
It'd be like that.
So. Yeah.
It's true.
They didn't treat us great at all, and their service is garbage. So I ain't going back. Why would I? They haven't changed
For real.
in the past 40 years. So why would I go back now? They probably will never change as a company because that's just the way they think everything, you know, goes.
For me personally, I haven't had any trouble with our Spectrum wireless internet.
And you could be in a good location. You know, you could actually have, you know, you could be right next to their box. You know what I mean? And if that's the case, then yeah, you're probably going to get decent internet. Here's the thing to keep in mind, though, is that if people on your street have the same network as you have, you and your neighbors are going to be running on the same cable. So if you guys all have the same internet and are paying for the same, you know, or just, you know, paying for the same thing, or the same company, if they get on, and let's just say you're paying for 50 megabytes, they get on, you're on your phone, you know, you're running at the full speed. Another person next door gets on, and they have the same internet. Now your internet's going to drop down to 45 megabytes or 40 megabytes. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's not too bad. All right. Okay, well, then another person gets on. Then it knocks it down to 35 or 30. And then another person gets on, and then it'll knock it down to 25 or 20. And as more people keep getting on, it's just going to keep knocking it down. And then you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, wait a minute, I'm paying for 50 megabytes. Where's my 50 megabytes? Oh, it's for the other people that are on the same network. You know, and you're like, well, that's dumb. That's stupid. You know, and shit like that. But for AT&T, for us, we have our own separate line. Everyone has their own separate line. You don't share it with the customers or with your people, with your neighbor, for instance. You know, you're on your own line, you know, and that's the good thing about it.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know why you would.
So that means so that means your 50 megabytes. You're gonna get your 50 megabytes forever. You'll never lose it. You have it until the day you die, for instance, or if you change it, or whatever you do with it. It's there, no matter what. You got the 50 megs. And it all bases on how far away you're from the box. You know, our parents, where this house is located, we're half a mile away from the box. Half a mile.
Half a mile.
We're actually too far away, technically. But they were able to get it here because we kept on fighting them. Because my dad would do anything to get it here. Because he did not want charter. That is how bad he hated charter. He constantly came at them and said, I am not going back. He said, going back to them, he says, is going backwards. He says, and I do not go backwards. I go forward. Forward only.
Mm-hmm.
He says, it's either we have you guys or we have nothing. Plain and simple. And that's what we stated. And eventually one day they were like, hey, you can get AT&T. You're qualified. We were like, yeah, let's go. But they had to stretch it to get it here. They had to stretch to get it. And because they got it here, we had to sacrifice some speed. So we were paying for the basic, the 25 megabytes. The download speed, 25 megabytes download speed. A meg or two upload speed is what it was. Well, we didn't get anywhere near that. The max we got was 10 megabytes of upload speed. Or, excuse me, download speed. And not even 900 kilobytes per second. So not even a meg of upload speed. Not even close. We were kilobytes, which is actually less than a meg, obviously. So we didn't even get what we were paid for. But, and that went for anything. You know, that went for the boxes as well. We were able to record more than a certain amount of people, you know, a certain amount of shows.
Right.
And such.
I haven't used cable in a long time.
Yeah, and I noticed too. Some people are like that, you know, and that's fine. You know, I don't really watch cable that much really anymore either. To be honest with you, not really. But yeah, so my dad said, you know what? That's okay. I don't mind getting some losses. He says, that's okay. I'm willing to sacrifice some things to get the service here. And every couple years, AT&T would come back. They would upgrade our box. They would upgrade everything here. And update it all. And every years, our service has only increased and only improved. And now,
right,
8 years later, we can get 25 megabytes of download speed.
Sometimes it takes that much.
And a megabyte to 2 megabytes of upload speed. So, they didn't stop. They kept improving their service. And over time, it got better. And it got better and better. And now we're getting what we paid for. And that's great. You know?
Right.
And now they said, hey, in the next upcoming future, not sure when really, just have an idea. Oh, where you guys live, you guys might be in the line of giving fiber. Which fiber, there is no limit of how much gigabytes or megabytes of internet you can push through that. No limit. So you can push as much as internet you want. So if you want 5 gigabytes sent to your house, you can have it. All 5 gigs.
Right.
And that's amazing. Imagine that, playing on your Xbox and getting a gigabyte download speed. That's insane. Your shit would be installed in 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Boom, done. I mean, that's how fast it is. So imagine having that for anything. For anything that you used. Imagine how fast all your equipment would be. It'd be quick. It'd be instant. You know?
True.
And that's what they're trying to push. So, you know, when my dad got the chance, he signed up for fiber. He signed up, he put his name in there. He's like, yeah, make sure we got it. So, but yeah. No, if you get fiber, you'll get no dropouts and no knockdown speeds. None. It's a gig. 100%
1
of the
gig?
time. Well, yeah, or I mean, because that's what they're getting. You know, that's what they're getting right now. It's a gigabyte speed or whatever like that, and they're trying to push that everywhere. And that's fast. That's a lot, dude. That is a lot. You know.
True. Honestly, I don't really trust anyone besides TNT or Charter for
right.
internet.
Oh yeah. So, oh no, and that's what I have. That's what I have in AT&T. So, and I wouldn't get anything else because you know I seen how they treated my parents. You know what I mean? And
right.
And even with my phone, because I have them as a service for my device, and they treat me great. I mean, I have no issues, none, no problems. They say, hey, the next time you upgrade your newest iPhone, you get a 50% discount. Really? Well, no shit. I'm like, that's what's up. You bet your ass I'm coming back. You bet your ass I'm coming back. That's $600 I don't have to pay for. You're damn right. I love you, brother. Much love to you. No homo, but, you know.
No homo.
But yeah, if you're going to treat me great, I will support your service. You got my full support. That's all I ask for. You know, is reliable service. You know? So.
That's true.
But yeah, you know, but that's where it's at. You know, and that's what I see, and so that's what I'm gonna get, and I'm just gonna hope for the best. You know, when I move out, and that's what I'm gonna get. You know, I will look for an apartment that I can get AT&T. If I can't get it, well, nope, I'm not gonna move there. I won't go there. I just won't.
Right. Oh shoot.
I just. Yeah, I'm not gonna wait for the sun to come back up. I'm not gonna wait for the sun to come back up. Takes forever. Oh my God, is it still raining? Thank you. Jesus. Loud. That's why I hate the rain in this game. It's so damn loud. But yeah, you know, so that's where it's at. And I'm not saying they're perfect, obviously, but they're the company that's been, you know, doing me and my family great, and nothing but great. And I can't complain. You know, I really can't.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm totally listening. I'm just looking something up.
Oh no, you're good. You're good, man. You're all good. No problems here.
Yeah, I didn't want you thinking. I didn't want you thinking that I wasn't listening or anything.
You're fine. You're fine, bro. I get it. Multitasking. It's a thing. It's a thing. I know it's a thing. Trust me, I do it all the time.
Yeah. It's your video gaming systems and/or have you ever tried to apply for GameStop?
No.
Well, I'm currently applying for GameStop, and literally it says list your video game systems and/or software knowledge. This is gonna take a while.
The only reason why I'm not applying for GameStop, is because I don't think they're gonna be around very much longer.
Yeah, but they're not going to close before I exploit them. All I want is money. And I've always wanted to work at GameStop because I want to be around games because it's what.
Oh, well,
GameCube, Wii. I have a Wii. I have a no, not Wi-Fi. I have a Wii. Stop saying Wi-Fi. It's Wii. Oh my God. Say Wi-Fi one more time. I'll smack you. Goodness gracious. I have a PS4. I have a PS3. I have an Xbox 360. PS1, GameCube, Wii, PS4, PS3, Xbox 360. What other gaming consoles? Oh, I have a 3DS. I have a DS. What other gaming a Nintendo Switch. It's the list goes. What other gaming consoles do I have? Is that it? Might be it. Because I know I sold some of my other retro gaming consoles, which I wish I didn't do, but that's okay.
I don't really use GameStop anymore, to be honest with you. That's just
me neither. There are people who.
Yeah, but the number just keeps going down, down.
I know how to edit videos. Really good. I know, not who, how to edit photos in Photoshop.
So what's up, one viewer? How you guys doing? So yeah, we apologize for obviously pushing them back a day. But yes, we're back with TastelessMage. Do subscribe to him, by the way. Link down below.
I would be very much humbled.
Would appreciate that very much, boys. Sorry, we just kind of got into a good conversation. You know how it is.
Yeah. About Wi-Fi.
Uh, Pretty much. You know, obviously people have their own provisions, of course, and you know, and if they don't, you know, and whatever works for you, that's great. Um, you know, I mean, if you have Charter or whatever like that, or Spectrum or whatever like that, and if it does you great, great, fine. I hope they don't rip you off. I really do, cause you know,
Wow.
I hope they don't, cause that's what they did to us. They didn't treat us great, so
Oh.
you
I thought
know,
you said I
you
thought
want.
I thought you said that if you have Charter, I won't judge, but I hope they rip you off. I was like, oh.
No, 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 no. No, I don't pray for that at all. I mean, heck, that's the reason why we let them in the first place. Is because we were paying for a subscription. And this one movie that never comes on TV. This was back when I was in Grand Rapids still. And my dad was watching it and he was so damn excited. He's like, yes, finally this movie came on TV. He's so excited and great. And he catched it from something like that, so he turned it on, started getting into it. He got about halfway in the movie, and my mom goes to read the mail and shit, and she sees, oh, the charter bill. Ah, okay. Starts reading it, getting down to the bottom, and just as she got to the bottom, all of a sudden a bank. There goes the channel. A couple seconds later, hey, where did my damn movie go? What did you do? What did you do to our motherfucking account? Finally, my mom reads it out loud. Oh, found out why we lost the channel. Yeah, why is that? Dad says. They upped our charge $100, but yet they took away 10 or 20 channels. Don't know this number exactly. It was between 10 or 20. They did what? That was no good, son of a bitches. Am I hearing that
Damn.
correctly? Yeah, they upped the charge and they took away our channels. Those no good varmints. You know. And so, yeah, they did that. And we're just like, what the heck, man? So we call them up and we started talking to them. And they're just like, well, you know, you did it. They started bitching at us, saying that we were freaking being stupid or something like that. They were like they were like attacking us. And we were like, bro, what customer service is this? What do you mean we're paying for your service and you're bitching at us? What the frick is that? We're bitching at you because you upped our charge for the same amount of channels, and then you take away some channels. No shit, we're gonna be bitching at you about it. Why wouldn't we? Anybody would. That's stupid. Why would you charge $100 for 200 channels? And then the next bill comes around, you take away 50 of those 200 channels. But, oh, we're going to up the charge another $100. Does that seem fair to you? So now, instead of 200 channels, now you have 150 channels. But now you're paying $50 more. Excuse me, $100 more. So now instead of $100, you're paying $200. But now you only get 150 channels. Does that seem fair to you? No. That doesn't seem fair at all. You're paying more for less. And that's what they did. That's what they did. They took away channels and they made us pay more. So let's just say our bill was like 175. Well, now they upped it to 275. and then they took away a bunch of our channels. How does that work? So, yeah, they complained at us, and they complained at us, and then we complained at us. And they would not cooperate. They wouldn't. And we went at them and everything. And they did it even in person when a guy came over. In person. And they, they're sitting there yakking, they're going, Dad and the charter guy going at each other, yada, yada, yada. And he goes, you know what? Fine. Fuck you as a service. You suck. And that's what he goes. He shoves it right in his face. He goes, I ain't paying for your shit anymore. He goes, we're done. Frickin' takes it.
I haven't had.
Well, sir, you can't do that. The guy comes back. Well, sir, you can't do that. You're under contract. Fuck your contract. Rips it up. Shoves it right in his face or something stupid. Doesn't do something like that. If you ain't gonna treat us right, then you clearly don't care about us. Guess what? We don't care about your service because you ain't treating us well. You're complaining at us for things that we didn't even do. You raised our prices. You took away our channels. And yet you're coming at us. Guess what? You're no good. Goodbye. Slams the door in his face. Called up AT&T. That was the next, that was the next thing they came up with. Oh. They came over, got rid of them, switched to them. That's really what happened. So, but I mean, like I said, for certain people, it's not the same for everybody.
Right.
It's whatever works for you. If Charter works for you, all right, fine. It works for you. I hope they do good for you. I really do. I really do. Because they should. They should. They should treat their customers well. That's the only reason why we left them, is because they didn't treat us well. They treated us like garbage. And they ripped us off in the process. And that's why we left them.
Right.
So, everybody's got their reasons. If they didn't rip us off, if they didn't take away our channels and charge us more, we might have not left them. Simple as that. But they gave us 2 reasons to leave. 1, terrible customer service. And 2, you upped the charge and took away channels.
Well, I know we've never used them for cable. We've always used them for just internet. Because
yeah, we had them. I think we had them for cable and internet. And I can't remember
when we originally
was it or not? I can't remember. I know we had them for cable for sure. I don't know how well their internet was back then, but yeah.
Well, I know that for us, we had DirecTV for our internet, not internet, cable, which is AT&T. DirecTV's AT&T.
Yeah, because AT&T brought them out right. AT&T brought them out right.
DirecTV.
No, AT&T.
They came with they offered us a bundle for their Wi-Fi, and we ended up taking them at first, but my Wi-Fi sucked so bad that I was like, oh my god, please, we have to change it. Because fucking my Wi-Fi was literally, I could barely even play any online games. Like, it would just run at 2 frames per second for me. So I was like, please, I know y'all don't have a problem with the Wi-Fi, but I'm yards away. I need something better than this. And so we ended up switching to Charter, and it runs better than AT&T for me because I'm farther from the router, and Charter ends up having a bigger radius.
Well, no, you said DirecTV, right? You had DirecTV internet. At the time,
yeah, no, we had AT&T internet.
Oh, I thought you said you had DirecTV. Or
Direct. DirecTV's cable. DirecTV's
DirecTV's
cable.
cable. Okay.
Yeah, DirecTV is the cable, and it came with the package of the internet. But then we
Oh,
ended
okay.
up getting rid of DirecTV and instead opted for having Hulu, Netflix, and Disney Plus to watch our stuff. So we
Sure.
are subscribed to those three subscriptions.
See, I think back then, I think it was just DirecTV. AT&T wasn't a part of the picture at that point.
Well, I'm talking about when I was in middle school.
And that's what I'm saying. It was just DirecTV. They were their own company. AT&T didn't take them
Mhm.
over until just recently, until like the past couple years. They haven't been
Was it
together.
recent?
Yeah, it was at least 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. It wasn't that long ago. Um, which now their service is a lot better. But AT&T bought out DirecTV because DirecTV went bye bye. Their service sucked so much that they couldn't support their business. So AT&T said, "Oh, you guys are dead. That's another company out of the way. Here, we'll buy you outright." And that's what they did. They bought them outright. So now they're under AT&T. But
Line.
here's a way to know when a company's doing bad. One way to know when a company is doing is when another one is bashing on somebody else. If you have to bash on another company to say that your stuff is better than their stuff, you're hurting. You're not doing that great. That's what that means. It's because you got to draw those people in so badly that you have to say that your stuff is better than, you know, for instance, if you watch any Charter commercial, they always say we're better than DSL. That's AT&T. They're hating on AT&T. The funny thing is, when you watch any AT&T commercial, they never ever say anything bad about any of them. They never do because they're not hurting.
Okay, so DirecTV was bought out by AT&T in 2015.
Okay, yep, I was right. I was gonna say yeah, it was about it was
And
about 5 years, 6 years. And when were you in middle
founded in
school?
1994.
Yeah, so that's when those two became partnership. Which pretty soon it won't exist anymore. It will just be AT&T. So eventually DirecTV won't even exist
Point
anymore.
point is that we ended up um, switching
Yeah.
out our DirecTV for our Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus because they offered
Yeah,
way
no,
more
that
choices,
that makes sense. I,
and
I,
we
I agree
didn't have
with
to
that.
wait.
Right,
And
and
then
also, and like I said, it all depends on where you live too. You know, that's all it depends on. You know, if you're out kind of in the boombox area, you know what I mean, where you're kind of not really near the city and shit like that, you're
boombox area.
probably better off getting charter, unfortunately, because to be honest, it is a little bit better out there. I won't lie. You know.
Personally, I'm in Greer, South Carolina, which is um, which is fairly close to Greenville,
Greenville.
um, which is a pretty big city right now. Greenville's
Okay.
actually becoming pretty big.
Okay. Yeah.
It's nearing the size of like, ow, that's a skeleton. It's nearing the size of like Columbia. Hi,
Sure.
skeleton. Come on, let's go. Or not Columbia, Charleston, because I think Columbia is our capital.
Sure. No, and you know, and like I said, you know, they're always improving. So if they're not that great in your area, for instance, you know, they will eventually be better. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Come
but yeah,
on.
I mean, eventually DirecTV won't even exist anymore. It would just because, you know, because they're under a contract right now, and eventually that contract's gonna end, and eventually AT&T's gonna be like, oh, yep, you're nothing to us anymore. So then they're just gonna buy them right out.
Well, yeah, everything's about streaming now these days. If you don't program, you're gonna be left behind. That's what cable's about to do. Cable's useless.
Well, that's why I'm not concerned about
I mean, like,
AT&T
there's.
disappearing. I'm not concerned about them disappearing because in China, they use AT&T. If you didn't know, everybody over there uses AT&T. So Uverse or AT&T company is worldwide. If you didn't know, Charter
Oh
and
yeah,
such like that,
I
they're
know.
not worldwide. They're only United States. Only. It's only competition. That's where it's at. But yeah, you can't. You if you go over there to the other side of the world and say, yeah, I would like to get Charter, they'll say that's not available here. We have AT&T though. Do you want that? That's really great here. That's what they'll say. And when they say, "Would okay," they'll say, "Well, do you want to bring Charter over here and such like that?" Those people will say, "No, don't you dare bring that garbage over here." They said, "We're happy with what we have. It works great. Don't bring that crap over here." I mean, that's exactly what they say. because what AT&T has over there. Because over there it's run by a government, and the government, what AT&T does is they go to the government and they be like, "Hey, do you want us to run fiber? Are you okay?" And the government goes, "Yeah, go ahead." Boom, you're free to do whatever you want. It's a piece of cake. Here in the United States, it's not that easy. You have to go to every single governor in every city, state, and in every place. You have to go to their leader and you have to ask permission. Hey, can I run through fiber through your city? Are you okay if I can do this? And if they say yes, okay, then you can do it. If they say no, well, now you gotta fight around it. You know what I mean? And so that's the problem with the United States, I would say, is that they have to go to every single governor in every single city, you know what I mean? And ask for permission.
Mm-hmm.
Where over there, you don't have to do that. You just go to the governor and you just say, "Hey, can I do this and that?" They'll be like, "Yeah, go ahead." "Oh, okay." And boom, they'll rock and roll. Piece of cake.
Right.
So it's a lot harder here in the United States to get shit done because there's so many more when it comes to government, at least. Not in freedom. The freedom that win. But when it comes to you know when it comes to wanting stuff and getting stuff done, like fiber, for instance, like that, it's a little bit more of a pain to get it done here. So but yeah, no, AT&T is a little bit more better in the cities, I'd say. And they're working on it. They're working on getting more out in the suburban areas, you know what I mean? And such. And pretty soon that won't be as much as a concern as it might be right now, you know?
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time, you know? And it could just be your area as well. But sometimes that might be the case, you know?
Well,
And
outside of America, AT&T still has other people they have to contend with.
Yeah, they do.
Because there's other.
But it's not as crazy as here. It's not. They really don't have that much competition over there. They don't. Majority of the people get their service because their service works great. It's reliable and it doesn't kick you off the internet.
Well,
Shit.
AT&T used to be a monopoly back in the early 80s.
Yeah, back in the 80s, right. Which makes sense.
Because
That's the 80s for you.
Alexander Graham Bell was one of the leading people in like monopolies back then.
Sure. I can't get anything from this lava anymore. I think it's dead.
I got some stuff.
Did you?
I got 8 buckets from it. It was a tough time, but I eventually got it. You have to like look into like the wall and stuff, cause like it's all back there. It's all in the back now.
Oh. Oh. Okay, there we go.
You get some?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I'm getting them. I'm getting some now. Now I'm getting some. Still a pain in the ass though.
Feel that.
But I just go for companies that do you right. But I mean, you know, and it's weird too, cause I heard so many people come to me and be like, "Well, they're treating us great and everything like that." I'm like, really? Well, that's weird because they didn't treat us great. So I don't know how that works. That confuses me. That boggles me. How do you treat some of your customers right, but you don't treat the other ones right? That's confusing.
Depends on your area. Depends where you are. And it depends who you're working with, of course. Every
Oh
person's
yeah,
different.
you got those idiots that just could give a shit about you, and they're just gonna be like, "Oh, fuck you. We don't need you anyway."
And they
Like,
end
all
up
right.
making the company look really bad.
Ah, shit. Fuck you, bitch.
It's not like AT&T gave us bad service. That's not why. I mean, bad customer service. That's not why we left. They gave us bad service internet-wise, or at least they did for me.
Right. Well, in your situation, that's just not great in general. You got a 3-story house, right?
No, I got a
No?
2-story house, but I'm on one side of the house. They're on the other side.
Right. And if your house is pretty decent size, then they have the box in a terrible location. Plain and simple. They have it in a bad spot.
Why are you down here? Why are you in here?
Because I was on fire, that's why.
I
That's why.
was just like, why are you in there? You just gotta really reach. Ow! No, never mind. Don't reach that much.
Exactly my point. And that's why I backed up.
That's alright, I'm good. I only lost 2 hearts. Come on. Maybe if I put... No, I don't have any blocks to place. I don't have anything to mine these blocks. Got something. This way. It's right here. Got something else. Come on. Oh! Slowly but surely, I'm milking the ever-living crap out of this thing.
Oh, okay, there we go.
I'm gonna
Let's
get
get
up
it.
here. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Come on. Just got 2 more buckets.
Oh.
I'm spamming LT right now. Like my
Hey, let's
arm
go.
hurts. I'm pressing LT so much. I just more. Just,
Kingslayer, how you doing? What you been up to on Minecraft? Nothing too much. Nothing too crazy.
we've mainly been like conversating.
Yeah, you know, you get into those, but they're not bad though. I mean, they're good to discuss. So. Well, I mean, you said you had DirecTV, so you didn't even have AT&T before, didn't you? Or did you have AT&T at a time, or at a point?
We when I was little, all we used was AT&T.
Oh, okay.
But it didn't really affect me because I was little, so I didn't really use the internet.
Yeah,
I
it's
mainly
just
just used the.
yeah, it's where they have it in the box. That's where it's at because I'm gonna tell you this. In my sister's room in our house, and I won't lie to you, it is terrible service there. It is. It's terrible. You get a
Yeah.
bar, maybe 2 bars. And the reason why is because, and there's an explanation, which is proven. It's fighting a beam where the box is at. There's a beam that runs down, you know, in the middle of the house. Or in the basement there, you know, or here in the basement. And
Mm-hmm.
the router is fighting with that because it can't go through it. It's solid. It can't go through it. So
Wait, do you guys have multiple routers in your house?
no, we just got one.
Because if you're using an Ethernet cable, wouldn't that prioritize your internet above everyone else's?
My systems are in the basement, which is like within 25 feet from the box. The box is literally the next room. So I have literally point A to point B. But yes, my consoles are yes connected to cable. In my room, I get about 2 to 3 bars. So my room does pretty good. Not bad, pretty good. Nothing to complain about.
Mm-hmm.
But my sister's room does not. And the reason why is because it's fighting that beam. That's why. Because the router has to push the signal past the beam. And that's a lot of energy to do that because it's big. And it takes up a lot of room. Of course. So but yeah, so that's the reason why.
That's a zombie. Die zombie.
But that's the only room. That's the thing. Every other
Yeah.
room does fine. So you're always going to have that one spot. And your issue, your parents put it in probably a terrible location.
They put it in their room,
Right. Terrible location.
which is on the other side of the house from my room. I'm
Exactly.
literally like the farthest from the box.
Right. So it's not the fact that AT&T, you know, couldn't reach to you. It's that there's too much shit in the way. That's the problem. They put
Well,
it in.
for me, okay.
They put it in
So
a
for me,
spot where it had to fight everywhere just to get to you. You know, just barely to get to you. You know what I mean? And that's why it's happening.
so
And that's why it's slower for you. And I'm sure everybody else is
so for
probably
me,
in that range. I'm sure. You know.
okay. So for me, Charter does better than AT&T. For me, at least, it does. Doesn't do good by any means. Stream. My download speed is utter crap. It takes me a literal day to download a game on my PC or my Xbox.
Oof.
Um,
Yeah, that sucks.
yeah. And
So really, it's just
it's not good
range.
by any means, but
It's
it was
it's
worse on AT&T because
you
the
couldn't
download
really.
speed was even worse. I couldn't really connect to any online games, and when I did, I was T-posing on everyone. So
Right. It seems like to me it's like I said, it's just the location of the box is clearly the issue. If they would have put it in a better
yeah, I need my
location,
own box.
but I mean, if they would have put it in a better location where it was able to get to everybody equally and rightfully, you probably wouldn't have had a terrible experience. If you know what I mean.
Really? No,
They
probably not.
basically forced that terrible experience on you, as the box tried its hardest to get to you, and it tried everything. I'm sure it did. It knew you were there, and I said, "I'm trying to help you, my friend. Much love to you, but I can't reach you all the way over here." you know.
And you know something else. It's like,
And it seems
um,
like to me that okay, Charter can reach to your room, but now the speeds suck.
well, they sucked on
Or
AT&T too, but the point is that my Charter disconnects from my consoles a lot less than AT&T does. AT&T would just randomly just disconnect every console, everything in my room would just not have internet. And
but that's
it was
probably
sometimes it would
because
even be the same way for my mom and stuff. Like it would just randomly
sure.
just disconnect everyone.
And that happens. I get that sometimes on my phone, here and there. Me personally, it doesn't matter because I have the service either way. So if I disconnect on either
Yeah,
one,
you
it
use an
doesn't.
Ethernet cable.
No, on my phone, it will disconnect sometimes. But I have AT&T on
Oh, you have
both.
your data.
I have AT&T on both my service and the Wi-Fi. So if I disconnect from it, doesn't hurt me because I have unlimited Wi-Fi data and I have unlimited gigabytes. So it doesn't hurt me either way. No matter which one I use, it's like okay, whatever. I don't care. You know. So for me, it doesn't hurt. You know. But I mean, it makes sense. That's why it would disconnect from you for more from your room and from your devices. It's because you're farther away from the box. You know what I mean? It's just like my house being a half a mile away from the box, where the box is located. Well, of course we're gonna get shitty service. That's to be expected. You're not anywhere near the box. You know. I mean, it's like being, the router when you're outside. Well, yeah, you're gonna get one bar. Well, yeah, you're not near the damn box. Well, no shit. It's only gonna go so far. Not let alone it's got to fight all the obstacles in its path to get outside. You know. But really, the router's supposed to be inside anyways. So really, that shouldn't even matter. You know what I mean? You're outside. You're outside. but yes. But that's what it seems like in your case. That's what it seems like. That's the issue. You know, is that they put it in a bad
Even if I try
location.
to convince them, even if I try to convince them to try to move the box, they probably won't.
Right, and exactly. And your better case would be to obviously just move out or get your own router. I mean, either way. But
Yeah, but if I were to get my own router, I'm probably just gonna wait till I have completely paid off my car
right.
before I do that.
Well, I mean, at that point, you're just
Because if I
better off
pay off my
moving
car,
out.
one less thing.
Right, and you're probably just waiting until you move out of your house, so then you have an apartment to actually work with. You know what I mean? And shit like that,
Mhm.
and just do it that way. And then, let's just say you start off with AT&T, and if it does do you great, then go back to Charter. Either way, you got both of them to pick with. You start with one and you go with the other. Or you start with one, you see how it does. If they start doing crap, then you go with the other. You know. And that's just kind of how that's just how you take it. I'll have random disconnect issues too, and you know what? And that's to be expected. It's not perfect, and like I stated before, AT&T's not perfect. So you will run into issues like that. That's to be expected. But I run into more problems with Charter than I did with AT&T. For instance, playing my 44-hour stream. I had so many problems with that. It was a joke. I can guarantee you on just running low 720p here on this internet, right where I'm standing right now, and stream for 44 hours and do the streams in parts.
720p still HD though.
Yes, but I on my PS4 I can set it to low 720p, and my stream quality does great, or it does
So
alright.
420,
Yeah, it's a
420p.
it's like it's a lower 720p standard. So it's not the standard 720p.
Oh.
It's a lower knockdown. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a locked speed. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a lower clock speed. You know what I mean? So like it's better than 480p, but
Yeah.
it's not better than but it's not as good as 720 standard. If you get what I'm meaning.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what I do. But I guarantee you, I would have had no issues if I would have run at that setting for 44 hours in my parts. I would have guaranteed you ran into no issues. And all I'd be on is 25 download speed. And I think my streams would have been better than me going to Incredible Batman's house and streaming at 1080p or even standard 720p using Charter. For the first 12 hours,
I don't know, man.
For the first 12 hours, I did good. Charter worked fine. It worked like a champ. Everything was cool. I was like, all right, cool. Start part 2. All right, started part 2. Worked fine. Got about 7 hours in. Okay, I had to get up. I had to take a break. I had to go use the restroom, right? I come back. My PS4 is trying to open Call of Duty. And the stream stopped. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I just paused the game. I'm like, I'm confused. I'm like, did Devin touch anything? And I'm looking around. I'm like, no, he's passed out. I'm like, okay, well, he couldn't have done anything. He's sound asleep. I mean, he didn't move an inch. He didn't move a single inch. I would have noticed if he didn't move an inch. He can't move that fast, no offense. But he can't move that fast. Not without me noticing something, you know what I mean? Not without me noticing something. Plus, if you would have watched on stream, you would have seen that, that you would have seen him move, you know what I mean? And I was like, okay, well, could have just been a fluke. Whatever, fine. So I started up the stream. Went back into the game and started up the stream. Continued where I left off. Alright. 20 minutes later, stop the stream again. And I'm like, hey, bitch. What is this? Come on now. So don't start being a pain in the ass now. I still got 40 hours to go. I still got like 25 hours to go, 30 hours to go. I said, don't start giving me hell now. Or don't give me issues, please. I can deal without the issues. I have enough issues. Goodness Lord. So then I started up another one. It did the same thing. 20 minutes later, cut me off. I'm like, okay, this is retarded. I said, really? Really? This is stupid. You pay for this, and you got your stream kicking, your internet kicking me off. I'm like, this is a joke. I said, I wouldn't pay for this if I was about to die. I said, come on. I did it again. It did it again. Finally, the last time I did it, it streamed for an hour. And I was like, okay, there we go. So I finally finished season 2. Finally. After 3 or 4 parts of 20-minute streams. That were not supposed to be 20 minutes. They were supposed to be, 2 hours. or however it added up to be. So then I started season 3. His internet did the same thing. It fought me. Except it got even worse. So I started up season 3. I got an hour and 10 minutes in, and then it kicked me off. I was like, ugh, here we go again. Restarted it. This time it only let me stream for 5 minutes. Imagine that, 5 minutes. Yeah, a lot of content, isn't it?
Right.
And I'm like, okay. Started it again. 20 minutes. Started again. 10 minutes. I'm like, oh my god, this is really aggravating at this point. And at this point, Devin couldn't even get on his phone. He couldn't even get on his phone. It wouldn't load nothing. Nothing on his phone. And he started to get pissed. He was like, this is fucking stupid. He's like, I can't even load nothing. He's like, what the heck? And I said, I can't, dude. I said, it's kicking me off every time I keep starting over again. He's like, this is trash. He's like, I ain't paying for this shit. I said, and I told you. I'm not hating on you for having it. I said, just know never to get it. I said, I understand why your mom's paying for it. I get it. She's on a budget, and I understand. I said, just know, be smart, and pay for better service.
Well, you also got to consider this. He's on too.
You know, well, I mean, no, he wasn't even trying to load anything crazy. He was just trying to get on Google, for instance. That was it. Just Google. Google, out of the simplest things. That doesn't take that much internet to load. You know what I mean? And such like that.
Yeah.
And then it kicked Stephanie, or his wife, or no, excuse me, not his wife, his aunt, or his stepmom.
Yeah, that's a far cry from a wife right there.
Sorry. Kicked her off Netflix. And remember, they had AT&T too. The only
Netflix is
reason,
a little bit more demanding, yeah.
Yeah. They kicked her off Netflix too, and she's like, it's fine. And she's like, no, I'm sorry that we have this trash service. I'm like, it is what it is. I said, it's no hurt. I'm like, you know, and she's just like, we had AT&T before, and we had no issues with them. We didn't. We loved their service. Their service was amazing. She says the only reason why we switched is because I just wasn't making the same amount of money as I was. And she says, and we switched because, you know, to keep AT&T, it was just too expensive. Really, that was the only problem. Or at least the package that they had was, you know, they were having financial problems. Which I understood that. I was fine. You know, it was reasonable. I was okay with that. I understood it. I understood the reasoning perfectly fine. You know, I understood it 100%. And I said, it's not your fault. I get it. You're having problems. Everybody does. Great. And when you get more money, then you'll go back. Right. You know. And such. But yeah.
Alright, listen. Okay. It all depends on like not only does it depend on the plan, but also how many people were on it, how much internet was being used at the time. Because you were streaming, which is pretty demanding for the internet itself.
Okay, but it still shouldn't kick me off.
And then, how many people were on the internet at once?
Not that many. That's the thing. It was actually just me that whole entire time. Only as I got about 50% through is when you know, okay, Devin, you know, decided to get on. But I mean, he didn't get on anything that demanded really anything. He got on basic shit. I thought that was dumb anyway. like I stated, I played 16 hours of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombies. Here, on my 25 download speed megabyte, that is half a mile away from the box. I had no lags, I had no kickoff on my internet at all. Nothing. It was
Are
straight
you connected to an
smooth.
Ethernet cable?
Yes, I was. But guess what?
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't.
why.
No. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you this right now. To refix my story, because I just realized that I did this quite a while ago. I did not have 25 megabytes of download speed. I had 12. That was it. 12.
Right. But
And the
even with
upload speed, mind you.
connected to an Ethernet cable,
Mind
you're
you. Yes, I know. But even that is not that great. Dude, my highest download speed is 25 megs. That is nothing. Okay. Call of Duty is a high demanding game. Am I not wrong?
depends what you're doing.
Playing zombies online, yeah. I'd say that's pretty damn high demanding. It is. You know, you need decent internet if you want good, you know, no lag, you know what I mean, no interruptions. None of that bullshit at least.
So if there's a lot of things on the screen at once, then yeah, it can be demanding.
Yeah,
But
oh yeah, it is. And I had kilobytes per second as my upload speed. That was it. I had that. And it didn't kick me off once. And mind you, when I was streaming at Devon's, I was using hardwired. I was not using wireless. I was using hardwired. I was. Because I wanted the best quality. So I did use it when I had the chance to. And it did great. And it needed to, but like I said, the limitations. It's because Charter doesn't want you on the internet for more than 16 hours. That's their bullshit. And I say, suck it. That's what I say. That's what I say. I don't know if there's an unlimited package that you can pay for. I don't know. Maybe there is. But either way, I think that's dumb if there is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if it wasn't, they wouldn't be able to compete like they do.
But I just think it's dumb that they kick you off anyway. I just think that's stupid. I mean, you're paying such a crazy price for it. It's your Wi-Fi. They shouldn't kick you off. Period. You're paying for it. You know what I mean? But you know, like I said, it's the way they do things. And you know, and I don't agree with what they do. I really don't.
Right.
But you know, it's what they do. So it is what it is. But you know, but yeah, I mean,
It's all about your personal experiences.
Fucking bitch.
Oh, you're on fire again.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a... I got all the bread in the world right here, so I don't really care.
Yeah, I made more. We're almost at 2 stacks of 64 bread.
Damn.
Alright. That's a lot of bread.
But,
Do you have
yeah,
any blocks?
I got some dirt, yeah. Oh, I do got some cobblestone right here.
Hold on. Hold on. No, I'm good. I have some dirt now. I really just need 3, because I need to get closer. That should do. Yep, that should do. Get this cobblestone in. Just gonna smack it with my bucket. Get any stone from it, but I'll just get out of my face.
That's cool. Yeah, so I mean,
Oh, yeah,
you know.
there it goes. There.
Oh, baby.
Okay.
I just had problems left and forth, and you know, it's just no matter what I do, no matter what I do, they always give me problems with their service. No matter what the heck I do, and I don't ask for much. That's the thing. I don't ask for much.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. You know, They've never been reliable. Actually, one thing, because the charter guys will always keep coming back to my house, and they'd be like, hey, can you guys please come back and everything like that. They'll be whining to have us come back. And my dad, the first question my dad will say, do you have 99% reliability, or you will not just drop out randomly and shit like that? And he goes, or the charter guy will go, well, nobody can do that. You go, wrong. AT&T can. And they do. And they have. Service never drops out. Once in a blue moon. Maybe once a year, it may drop out. But it'll instantly come right back on. Goes, and you guys can't get... Well, we could do this and this and this. I can't do that. It doesn't work. I need this, 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 and this. And can you do all this? Well, we can do this, this, and this. Nope. Doesn't work. I need this, 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 and this. I need all those things to run on the same thing. Such and such. And they're just like, we can't do it. And he's like, see? And that's what left you guys. He goes, so that's where it's at. He goes, I know how you guys work. I know how you guys do things. He goes, trust me. I've been in this department. So what you guys do? You guys rip people off. I know. Trust me. I've been in your... And I've done it. And they had me do it. He goes, so you're just doing it as a marketing scam. He goes, that's why I don't care for your company. Sorry, but that's the truth. He goes, you screwed me over, and that's what it is, and and sometimes they'll have long where he would discussion with them, you know what I mean. And some guys would fight back, you know what I mean. Some charter guys would, you know what I mean, and try to have that discussion. I mean. And he would say, oh, can you do this, or can you do that, and whatever, and I mean, you know what I mean. Just keep coming at him, and you just laugh because he would just keep shutting him down. And some of his charter guys, some of the charter guys would, oh yeah, it's definitely now.
Yep, I'm getting most of it out of the way. You're welcome. You know what? Working.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything now.
Me neither. You have to get closer.
Of course.
I got it. I got one. And just give me. Yes. No. Yeah, got it. All right, I'm out of here. I got my.
I don't think we really need it, though.
Oh no, we do. There's that bit that wraps around the lodge, or that area where the portal is. That's gonna take quite a few amount of runs back and forth.
How are you getting this? I'm like spamming everywhere.
You have to be kind of close.
I am.
Go where I was, and then just try to spam that in that area.
That's what I'm doing.
You're where I was standing?
Yes, I am where you were standing. I'm about to just give up on this fucking thing. Ridiculous.
I really just want to like soak it dry, like just watch this go away, and then move on to the next one and do the same thing to that one.
You could just suck it dry, then I'm not freaking killing my finger over it.
Do you know where the next lava pit is?
I don't know. I might have an idea,
Hold
but
on.
I don't know exactly.
Sure. Probably for you.
The funny thing
I'm
is,
pretty sure I know
though,
where it is.
some of the charter guys would sit there and have their hands, crossed, their arms, and when he was done with the conversation, or whatever, he would shake his hand and be like, "You know what? Good job." And then they would say to my dad, be like, "You know more than me, and I respect that." And they would appreciate him. Really. And then they would shut up. They said, "Nope, you won." And he'd be like, "I knew I did. I knew I would."
I keep putting these lava buckets where it's not doing it, wasting lava. And that's annoying. I don't wasting lava because I have to go back. By the way, it's nighttime.
Well,
I'm coming. I'm coming
I don't
down.
know
Did
the
you find
difference.
another lava pit?
I'm looking around.
I know where the next lava pit is. Hold on, I'm coming. Because I practically memorized this mine with how many times I've come down here. Hello. Follow me.
Back down here again?
Yeah. Further down, actually. That's a creeper.
Oh!
Hello.
Where did that one come
Whoa.
from?
You know. That's fine.
Well, it really didn't destroy that much that we cared about, so whatever.
Not really. This way.
What the frick? Oh my god. Oh my god. Bro. Jesus Christ.
It's further down.
Holy frick. This is on a next level.
I found it. I found the next lava pit. It's over here.
Oh my god.
Welcome to the next lava pit. That was fast. Alright, I'm out.
We ain't wrong. There's a lot of lava here. Damn.
There is. I was like, that's the closest lava pit after the one we just abused.
Pretty much. Alright, well, that's good to know. Is that really freaking far down,
All the way
though?
down
Jesus Christ.
And after we dry up that one, there's one that's even further down that I know where it is. Well, it's not that far down, actually. It's pretty close. And there's a lot of lava. Like a crap lava, but...
Sure.
I doubt we'll even need that one because I'm sure once we dry up that one, we'll be done with the moat.
Yeah. I mean, we'll always have that one for the heck of it, but... So yeah, definitely do smash a like if you guys enjoy, subscribe if you guys are new. All that good stuff. Social media is down below. How you doing, Slayer? I hope now you understand why I have the notifications turned on, Slayer. By the way. Because I know you told me, well, then you could turn them off. I just don't accept my supporters, like A-Dog, to be attacked for no goddamn reason. The reason was very pathetic. And that's why I was just like, really? You know? And that's what I'm stating. Oh, God fucking damn it. Stupid ass fucking...
What happened?
Fuck you, skeleton. You shouldn't even be down here anyway. Fuck yourself. I'm leaving. Goodbye. Have a nice day, bitch. If you come in our house, I'll fucking kill you myself. Don't even. Stay down there in that pitch hole you belong.
Oh. And there's a skeleton over in that mine.
Yep. Not sure where he came from. Just out of the blue.
I think I know where they spawn.
So, but yeah, you know, so, and that's what I'm stating, man. So, I just didn't care for the fact that he was, you know, like A-Dog explained, he goes after him in every goddamn tweet that he says. Or practically every goddamn tweet. And it's like, that's stupid. It's like, come on, man. You know? That's, you know, that's ridiculous, you know? Let's see, that was an hour. Or this one, Diego.
Man, that lava pit allows me to get a lot of lava real fast.
Right. No shit on that. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Go on Twitter. That's right. Okay, so I did share it out, Will. Okay. So, and that's the reason why, you know, and that's the only reason why I'm just sick of seeing supporters like him, for instance. I'm sick of that bullshit happening, you know. And that's the thing, you know, that's ridiculous. You know, just like in that argument that other politician,
What the?
The other politics
Skeleton!
debate that we had. That's why we shouldn't be doing that during nighttime. What are you doing? Well, now it's too late because now it's daytime. But
No, I wasn't doing the moat. There was a skeleton right off at the stairwell
oh,
that leads into our mine.
you got an arrow on your back.
Yeah, it was skeleton's fault. Blame it all on him. Okay. Come on. Place it where I want you. Thank you.
Yeah, Yeah, just like that other politic discussion. They came after. All I was doing was agreeing with one person on Twitter, and all of a sudden, the next thing you know, I had 3 of the cronies coming at me, and I'm just like, now wait a minute here. What do you think you're doing? Huh? You didn't need to reply to my comment. You're the ones that started this conversation. I didn't start shit. You didn't need to reply to my comment, plain and simple. You didn't have to. You decided to. That's your own fault. That ain't my fault.
I'm gonna check up on my farm real fast. See how it's going. Yeah. All my people are still in there. Still not happy. I see.
Huh. Really?
Not happy meat's the best meat.
So, but that's, that's all.
That's why I like to get into politics with people. They take it too serious.
They do take it too seriously, and you know what? And I do agree with you on that. I will, but here's the situation. All I was doing was agreeing with one person, and his friends didn't need to reply back to me, if you know what I mean. That was their choice to reply back to me, and they did. They all 3 did. And they're the ones that started up the discussion. So then I replied back to them saying, well, okay, all right. So then I stated what's up, and then they continued, you know what I mean? And then they just kept going. And it's like I'm just like, and then they started getting triggered because I kept going, and it's like, bruh, you're the one that started it. It's your fault. I said, because I don't have a problem getting in a discussion. If you want to discuss, all right, fine, we'll discuss. We'll have a good discussion. I'll lay the facts down, and there you go. That's what's up. Whether or not, if you want to believe it, well, that's on you. But, facts are facts. The truth is there. If you don't want to believe it, fine. Don't believe it. But it's just going to be a lot harder for you not to believe it. So you're better off believing it. Because you can't change it. It's true. It happened. And it's there. That's why I just can't stand, the uneducated people that don't want to see the truth for what it is. Those are the people I'm just like, wow.
What was the conversation even about?
Oh, it was about Trump and Biden. Go figure.
Yeah.
Like I said, all I was agreeing with was one person. I was saying, oh yeah, you're right. The liberals don't deserve the power and all that. Yada yada yada. And I'm like, yeah, I agree with you. You're correct. Just me. And it was just to him. It was not like anybody else was really in that tweet. It was just him and me. That was it. And they probably saw my tweet, and they're probably like, oh, I got to comment to him. Because he's wrong. He's politically wrong. I just killed a zombie. But,
Personally, Personally, I don't
He's
think there's
politically
such a thing as
wrong,
a
you know.
wr-
You know.
Personally, I don't think there's a wrong opinion. Such a thing as a
Well,
wrong
no,
opinion. I
and
think
yeah, and I'm not
I think
saying,
there's such a
you
thing
know,
as morally correct.
you can have a different opinion. You know, I'm for that. Okay, but when I state reasons of why I think Trump is a better president and what he's done for the country, and then people go, you know, oh no, Obama did that and such a that, but he didn't. That's I just laid out facts, and they actually happened. I read up on the sources, so I know what actually happened, and he didn't do that. Sorry to tell you. Unfortunately, to pop your news for you, but he didn't do it. It was Trump that did it, and there's proof of that. You could look it up. It's as simple as reading. You know, it doesn't take a brain person to look it up. You know what I mean? It's all over the dang place. It's just the fact that people don't want to see it, or those people don't want to see it. You know, you can have your opinion whether or not you like the guy or not. That's fine. If you don't like him, okay, I understand. I mean, I don't think he's perfect. I'm not saying he's perfect. You know, I do have some flaws against him. Yes, I will admit that. And that's true. I do agree. I have some flaws against him. And I will admit them. You know? I ain't against that. You know, I'm not saying he's a perfect president. That's not at all of what I'm saying. I'm saying he's doing good for the economy. And from what I'm seeing, what he's doing, you know, I believe that. And from the action that I see what he's doing and what he's doing to get shit done, he's doing it. And the previous presidents, I didn't see him do barely anything, if anything at all. You know, just by keeping up on the news. Heck, and I didn't have to keep up on it very much. You know, or if the things he did do, he didn't do for America as a whole. He did for other people. You know, which I don't consider great. I consider, well, you didn't do anything really for America, so I don't, you know, I can't really say that you're a good president because you didn't really do anything good for us, so, you know. But I mean, facts are facts.
You
like
want
I
my
said.
opinion?
Yeah, what's your opinion?
So I don't want to offend anyone, but I just want to state this right now because I know
Just
a
state your
lot of
opinion. Your opinion's
opinions.
fine. You know, you're open to whatever you think, and I'm perfectly for that. So go right ahead.
So I can be like the voice for the opposite side of the argument, I suppose, or the opinion, I suppose, because as a personal opinion, this is just personal, you know, I'm not trying to bash anyone, I'm not trying to upset anyone.
Oh. Well,
Because I don't like upsetting people. So if I ever upset anyone, just tell me, I'll correct my mistakes. But
just state your
um,
opinion and let that be it. You know,
but I
you have the
personally
right
I
to
don't
have
like
your
him
opinion.
as a president.
Oh no, okay, that's
Personally, I don't
fair.
like him as a president. But
That's fair.
and then I don't I don't throw slanderous claims without reasoning. Of course,
Right,
I have reasons behind why I don't like him as a president. But
right. That's fair. I
I
respect
don't
that.
think you should bash someone if they say they like the president, because I'm sure they have
Thank you.
their own opinions about the president.
And
Um,
that's the thing. See,
that
that's what some people do to me as well. They do bash me because I like him. They say that, oh, he's a racist, so you're a racist. You know, they'll say stupid shit like that. And see, and that's what I get irritated at.
and
Which makes me defend the guy more, because it makes me defend him more because it shows that, oh, okay, you know, I'm part of the minority. You know what I mean? That is seeing what it is. but you just don't like the fact that I am stating a different opinion, and that I'm not, the opinion's not what you like. So now you're just like, oh, now he's a bad guy. You know what I mean? He's wrong.
Okay, so
You know. But no, I get what you're saying though. I completely get what you're saying though.
But I wanna just
Shit.
state
Okay.
the reasons why I don't like him,
Mhm.
to maybe help like people understand exactly my viewpoint um and I mean I'm not trying to get you to agree with, trying to get you to understand why, but like personally, from what I see of Trump, it I'm not a big fan. I don't really like the politics that we have in motion right now.
Well,
I
no,
hate
I'll
the
agree with you on
two-party
that.
system.
Right.
I don't like the two-party system. I think that it divides the country even more.
I
And
I agree with
I'm
that.
a neutralist. I
I'm gonna tell
don't
you this
side with
right
one
now.
party.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I did not.
Okay.
My parents did not pick him because he was a Republican. That's not the reason why we picked him.
Mm-hmm.
We picked him because he's a non-politician. That is one of the reasons why we picked him as a president. Because he's neither party. He's neither. He's a
You have to
non-politician.
pick a party when you run for president.
Well, yes.
You have to
Well,
pick a
yes,
party,
yes.
and he
And at
chose
first,
Republican.
no,
Technically.
actually, he at first he was Democrat. Then he realized kind of corrupt. So then he moved over Republican. That's kind of his reasoning,
Which is also corrupt.
but not as bad. I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm not saying Republican cannot be as bad as the left, but from what I'm seeing and going on right now, it proves to me that the left really don't care about the economy, and it kind of and if you look into it, if you look into the information and everything like that. But either way, I'm gonna stay in the middle. I'm not gonna say that one. I do think they're both trash. And like I said, I'm not picking Trump because he's Republican. That's not why I'm picking him. I could care less. He could have been a Democrat, and I would have still picked him. If he would have done the same shit he's doing now, I would have still picked him. I wouldn't have cared. That's not why I picked him. Or that's not why I'm gonna pick him again. Because the 2016 election, I couldn't vote for him. My parents did, but that's why my parents picked him, though. It's because he's a non-politician. All the other presidents were. All the other candidates were. They were politicians. He was the only one that wasn't, and that's why people voted for him. That's why he probably won in office, because he's different. So people thought, okay, maybe he could do something different for the country. Maybe. And that's one of the reasons. He brought jobs, he brought unemployment down, the lowest ever back in the 70s. Record lows, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, all right, he's doing something. He's getting shit done. I respect that. He's bringing jobs back to our homeland. That's okay. That's huge. Because if you don't have a job, then you ain't gonna live here. So, but continue on. I just figured I want to state that
Right.
because
So the reasons. No.
Don't die in the lava.
I'm gonna fucking die. Oh, fuck it. God damn it.
Oh, tried to swim in lava. It says you're trying to swim in lava.
Fucking zombie.
No, I agree.
Just
with
fucking
you, though.
hit me into the
With
lava.
I agree with you. Politicians should not exist anymore. And you know what? You're completely right. And if it did ever go away, I think our economy would be 10 times better. Really, it would.
Where the fuck is that zombie that hit me in?
But I'm gonna, one thing I will state though, And there's proof of this, by the way. You can look it up. I wouldn't tell you if it wasn't real. And that's why I think the left can't stand it, and they will keep denying it because they don't want to admit it's right. They are paying these people, the BLM movement, to do the destruction they're doing. There's proof of that. By the way, his name is Sorrow, and he's paying those corrupt people to kill people or kill random people, random kids, loot stores, destroy buildings, and all that shit all over the place, as you see on the news. He's paying them to do that, to make Trump look bad. That's why they're doing it. There's proof everywhere. But, the media is trying to keep it so it doesn't exist. That's what they're doing. I didn't find that out until my dad told me because he looked it up. Because he's always on the internet. And he found it from a credible source. Reliable source. Not no biased source. A reliable source. And such. And he said, yeah, they're doing it. That's why they're doing it. Because they don't want him to win again. And he says they're corrupt. And I said, well, true. They're all corrupt. But, yes. They're more corrupt. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I found out that they were doing. And that's why I don't respect the left. I really don't. I despise them. I really do. Because I find that's wrong. What they're doing is wrong.
Okay, so
Yeah,
my
continue on.
viewpoints. So
Continue
my
on.
viewpoints on Trump. So basically, it stems from a lot of things that he had done, not only prior to his election, but during his election as well. I mean, every single candidate does this, but
Right.
it's all about money when it comes to politicians.
Right. Oh yeah.
And
it is.
anybody who runs Trump, literally, Trump, Hillary, even both of them, they both bought out a lot of voters.
True.
But he won by the electoral college vote. Which I don't think electoral college should even be a thing, but I see its purpose. It's too corrupt. That's why is it a thing?
Well, the reason why it's a
but-
thing because if it didn't exist, New York, what's the other? New York, California, and there's another state I can't remember which one. Maybe it's Ohio. But these big states would always win. They would always win because they had the most people. The most people live there. They would always win. If we did not,
that's why I stated.
Right. Yeah.
That's why I stated
they would, right. They would always win. They would always get what they want because they had the majority people. So I think it's a good thing that we have the electoral votes because otherwise we'd be fricked. They would vote for whoever they wanted, and they would always win, and we would be like, oh, yeah, we lost again, 10 times in a row. Because it's not fair, But yeah, continue.
So the thing I was saying is that the reason I don't see the point of the electoral college is that there's so much corruption within electoral college.
Oh,
Like,
well,
it's like, what?
What's up? I didn't say anything.
Because I mean, it's just kind of a broad term though, because corruption's all over politics.
It is.
I mean,
I'll agree with
I'll say electoral college, but really it's all of politics. But like,
Right.
my point is, what I'm trying to say is that the viewpoints that I have on Trump is that there's one was the first hit, the first blow to my confidence for Trump was in building the wall and then
Huh.
exporting a lot of the immigrants that were already in America, which I can see why people would support it, but personally I thought that was pretty cold-hearted of him to do,
Some
to
people,
separate families like that.
well, I mean, yeah, I can see where you're
And
coming
then
from. To be
and
honest with you,
then and
me
then after
personally.
that, after,
Oh, actually, you know what? Continue. Keep
after,
going.
let me finish my points and then
Yeah,
I'll let you go.
that's what I'm saying. They keep
Um,
going. That's why I said keep going. Keep going.
so, um, and then after that, he cut payment on all federal jobs. And even to the point of, you know, cutting people off to build the wall because there wasn't enough financial support for the wall. Um, and then and then another blow was taken when he forcefully removed a bunch of peaceful protesters just to walk across a field to hold up a Bible and take a picture in front of a church. That really just irked me really bad. And then all the
When
sexual
did you do
allegations
that?
that were thrown at him.
When did you do that?
Um,
I don't remember
was
doing
it?
that.
It was sometime this year. I know that. I know that it was sometime this year because
I
it was a
remember him trying to
Black
go to
Lives
a
Matter
church.
protest.
I remember him trying to go to a church, and they freaking wouldn't let him go to the damn thing. They freaking burned the sucker down. Yeah,
I don't think that's the same one that I'm talking about
I'm telling you this right now.
because the one.
I'm telling you this right now. The BLM movement is a joke. It's not what they are. I'm telling you for real. They are corrupt people that are trying to destroy this country. I'm being serious with you. Majority of the people that are there are not even black. They're killing innocent people. They don't care. They don't. If you watch CNN and shit like that, they don't show that. That's the problem. They don't. If you watch Fox News, they do. They show you everything. They show you what's all going on. Or OAN, for instance. What's that? OAN on American Network or whatever it's called. It's OAN. They are a conservative news channel or
Okay,
Max
conservative
Max
news
News.
channel.
Max
That's
News. You know,
that's the viewpoint that's the emphasis to put on that because
or
there's
Max
always going to
News.
be
Here you go,
bias.
Max News. They're
In,
right in the middle. They're right in the middle. My dad watched them, and they are right smack in the middle. They don't pick one side over the other. They tell you what's happening, and that's where it's at. But I'm telling you, man, that BLM movement is a joke. It really is. I thought they were where they
you
were
you
too. I did too until I read into it. I read into it the lies.
you,
That's all they is. That's all the name is. Lies. Telling you, it is.
you
Really is.
want
Not
you want me to
there is peaceful protests. There is. I do know that. There is peaceful protest. I'm not saying there isn't. But I'm telling you the majority group are not peaceful. They are bad people and their name is just a hidden name to make them look good. To get away with what they're doing. Because
okay, so
police are coming up to them and they're coming at them with no force and the people are fighting back. They're not even doing anything. And they're just attacking. I mean, they're just destroying all these businesses. The businesses are, they'll be coming in there and they'll be destroying everything and they'll be stealing everything. And they're like, we got nothing. They're broke. I mean, they got nothing. I saw this black family that came, that was on the news and shit like that. And he says his son, he says he was only, 15 years old or 12 years old, something like that. Or no, excuse me, 19. That's what it was. 19 years old. And he was an innocent boy. A regular family. And he says, and he got shot by that movement for no freaking reason. No reason at all. They just killed him. And and they won't even tell him where his son is at. They didn't tell him until 2 weeks later. Oh, your son's in the hospital. And then he says, oh, can I see him? No, you're not allowed to see him. They wouldn't even let him see him. No, not until 2 weeks after that. And even to this day, they didn't give him an apology. Didn't give him nothing.
Okay, so can I go
nothing.
ahead and finish?
Nothing. So, but yeah, go right ahead.
All right, so I pulled up a news article by where is it? NPR, which is a neutralist group.
Okay.
And it says the plaza between St. John's Church and Lafayette Park was full of people non-violently protesting police brutality late Monday afternoon when U.S. Park Police and National Guard troops, with the order given by Trump, they used tear gas, suddenly started pushing them away with no apparent reason. And then it became clear Trump wanted to walk from the White House through the park to the I can't say that word, sorry. Church. Camera crews scrambled to keep up with him as he strode through the park, followed by his daughter Ivanka and her husband Jared Kushner, along with William Barr and other administrative officials.
I might have. Oh yes, I did hear about that one. Yeah, that is the one I'm talking.
Trump stopped briefly outside the church and held up a Bible. "We have the greatest country in the world," he said. "Keep it nice and safe." The visit came just after Trump delivered remarks at the White House, declaring himself "your president," and demanding that governors deploy National Guard units and dominate the streets. Basically, he wants to use violence to silence protesters who have the right to protest. And as regard to all the violent protests, there are videos of white people, who will go into protests and turn them into riots, where they'll start bashing houses and things to make black.
But that's it's all the
yeah,
liberals.
but the movement,
everything,
the movement, it's
everything is the liberals.
the movement
man.
itself. The movement itself isn't at its core corrupt. I think it's these.
I mean,
supremacists
personally, where I see it's at, it's not necessary to protest at all. It really isn't. It was never an issue. It really was never an issue until one person had to do something, and then it created the whole shit. That's really what I see happening. I see something that happened from, one of the politicians because they wanted to start something going to create all this mess, and that's why all this shit's happening. And it's, and it's that politician's fault, or their that side, created this bullcrap. Because really, I don't think race was really that big of an issue. Not as big as they're stating it. Not as big as they're stating it. I mean, even the blacks have speaked out to the blacks. The majority of the blacks even stated out to their thing, saying how unbiased or how bad this movement really is. They're stating it where it's at. If you got the color telling you that they're bad, that's telling you something. Because if they're not supporting it, then that tells you that maybe there's something that you're not seeing, that you're not seeing underneath the buttons, you know what I mean? But I've been seeing too many innocent people dying from these crap movements. And I just don't support them anymore. I do not support them. All lives matter. Plain and simple. That's where it's at. Nothing. No life is any more important than anybody else's. Every life is precious. Every life is important.
You're right.
You know, that's
But
where it's at.
then,
It's not racist until people bring it up. When they bring it up, then it becomes an issue. Now you wonder why the country is the problem. Because you got these people that bring the shit up and they say that it's racist. You know what's funny? They say that there's black people that are getting killed by white cops. Guess what? There's proven facts that white cops are getting killed by black cops more than the opposite color. So they're wrong. So it tells you something that there's something up. Just look at the numbers. The numbers tell you. It's 4 times the difference. And I looked them up myself because I was like, okay, I'm curious what the number is. It's huge. Barely blacks are getting killed by whites. It's the other way around. And yet they're making such a big deal about it. Really? That's a joke. You know? It's that kind of stuff that pisses me off. You know what I mean? It's when people say that this is racist, but then they don't say that's racist. You know? That I hate.
okay.
You know? I can't stand that. That drives me insane. It really does. Because that tells me that people are just trying to be more important. You know? Or whatever. I don't know. But like you said, you know, I mean, they're all corrupt. I ain't gonna lie there. They are. That's proven. You know, but I don't support any of the parties. I don't. You know. And then like you stated, you know, okay. Oh shit. I actually just realized I had the zombie running at me. Ah! Shit. Oh, should I kick him in the lava? Yeah, I should.
You can. Okay, so
Kick him,
back
kick
to
him,
what I
kick
was
him,
saying.
kick him. No!
I'll acknowledge your points as well as I go along.
Right,
So,
no, I'm just saying look it up, you know? Damn, this zombie does not want to die. But
so basically,
I killed him finally. Continue.
so basically, all right. You gotta view it like this. Level with me, all right?
Oh, I'm
my
leveling with you. I see what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I'm being reasonable here, you know, and I'm just telling you what I'm hearing and what I see, you know. I mean, I don't be sucked into the media lies. I really don't. I don't do that. I watch Sheenan for 5 minutes, and I'm gonna tell you, I call him fake news for a reason. I do.
Can
It's
I
not.
finish
It's
before
not.
you go?
Oh, okay. Never mind. Continue.
I'm sorry. It's just
No.
I'm
It's
trying
fine. I don't want to mute you out. I don't want to feel like I'm trying to, you know, overdo you. That's not what I want to do. Continue.
So thing about it is that, you know, the thing that started the movement back up again, the civil rights movement, because basically that's what it is. It was just named to Black Lives Matter because of what's happening with police, is because of what happened with George Floyd. And George Floyd's not the first case, of course, of police brutality.
No,
There was
it's not.
several cases before George Floyd, but there's literally a picture out there of George Floyd being suffocated to death by a policeman. And you know that's not you don't think that's going to stir up trouble. That
Well, I know,
by all
but
communities.
there's facts.
That should never happen.
There's facts proving that they were
not
friends.
only to Black lives.
There's facts that proves
But-
that they were friends. It had nothing to do about race. They were friends. And it also proves too that Floyd was a drug addict, and that he needed to go to jail, or you know,
Okay, but he
not
didn't
in
need
that
to
way,
die.
not in that way. No, I agree with that. I do disagree with how the cop handled it. Yes, I'm not agreeing with what he did. However, to say that it's racist.
Okay, that would be very concerning.
No,
like, yes, I
no, I
support
would
murder.
not. No, yeah, no, not at all, not that way. In fact, even my friends, which you know, they are Republican, but even they see that, yeah, what he did was wrong, sure. However, was it racist? Was it based on race? No, it wasn't. It wasn't based on race at all. That's the thing. They were friends. And issues and problems happened with the background of Floyd and probably the background of the cop. And how he handled it was terribly. But the conflict clearly was there. And it had nothing to do with his skin color.
Let me
You know?
let me state another point that I was going to bring up is that you can never understand the suffering of another race unless you are that race. You can never be a white
Right.
person saying, "Well, racism doesn't exist," because you don't
Well,
know that it
no, I'm
doesn't
not
exist
saying it
because
doesn't
you're not
exist. I
black, you're
know it
not that
exists.
race.
I know it exists. But I just hearing other black people speak, it doesn't seem like as big as a problem as they're making it. When you hear everybody speak, they say that it is not an issue. Or is not as big as an issue as they're seeming to make it sound. Which makes you
There's still an
think,
issue though, and that's the problem
right,
that
well,
there is an issue.
but it's never gonna go away. You're always gonna have those
That's the
assholes.
problem.
But that's what I'm saying. So
But that's
these protests are gonna do nothing. They're not gonna do shit because you're always gonna have those assholes and those pricks that are always gonna be racist. That's the problem. So there's no point undoing these protests. It's not gonna do shit. It won't.
I can
Unfortunately,
definitely relate to what
you know,
hold on,
it just,
hold on.
you
I
know,
can definitely relate to what you're saying. Oh, can give me a second, please. I
no, you're good.
okay. So
I'm listening.
I know, I know what you're saying, and I totally agree with you that yes, you cannot completely erase racism by protesting. However, they're not protesting to erase racism. They're protesting to erase police brutality, which is
No,
again, it's really hard to do, but it's not
right,
impossible because you could do reforms within the police system that makes
right,
one body cameras instead of being so easily turned off, make
hmm,
it to where they never turn off. You can never turn them off.
right,
Um, unless you had the knowledge to do that, or
sure,
the authority to do that. Make it to
sure,
where you really put the hammer down on trying to enforce safety to everyone, not
right,
just blacks, which would not only benefit black people, but every single person.
sure. No,
You would
that's
always you would
that I can agree with. I get that understatement more. I completely that one I get with.
But at its
And
core, that's what the black right movement is. It's not
well,
only for,
obviously it's not
equality,
really
but
as
also
seeming
for like
100%, but the peaceful
well yeah,
protest,
there's
sure.
other things.
The peaceful protest, sure, I see that. But the violent ones, no. I don't see that. I see that they're bastards and they should be killed or put to jail. One of the two. Because they're
Not killed.
crazy. They're insane. Well, if they have no choice, yes. If they have no choice, if they leave them no choice, then yes. That's why I don't leave it
I mean,
out of the
personally, I
exception.
think
That's why I don't leave it out of the exception.
personally,
I'm not saying that should be the first that they should just go up there and kill them. No. I'm saying arrest them. If they try to kill you, well then yes, then you got to kill them. I mean, it's self-defense. That's what it is. It's self-defense. If they're insane and they're crazy, I'm not saying you should do it. But if you have no choice, then yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Because we
okay,
need the
so
police.
I'm
You
gonna
know,
be I'm gonna
we
be the
need the
devil's
police.
advocate here, and yeah, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here and tell I think that um riots or violent protests in a certain aspect. Okay, I gotta clarify this before I say anything else. In a certain aspect or in a certain severity are acceptable. But if you go to harming people, if you go to violently killing people, no, you should never attempt to harm anyone for any reason. You
Well,
should
that's
never
what they're
attempt
doing
to kill
anyway.
anyone for any reason.
That's what they're doing
But
anyway.
like, if you're like breaking shit to prove a valid point, and nothing else works, like if you've tried everything in the book, I want you to try everything in the book before you resort to this at all. I want you to try peaceful protest. I want you to
No.
try standing in
Well,
front of, I want you to
I'm gonna tell you this.
try
I'm gonna go to
everything else
jail. I'm
before
gonna
you
go to
try
jail
violent
right away.
protest.
It's either I'm gonna go to jail or I'm gonna get shot. And you know what? I would never loot a business or a store. I would never set it on fire. I would never break
Oh no,
into it. I would never do any of that bullshit. I'm sorry to tell you this, but this is America, and our economy relies on businesses. If you destroy our businesses, the economy goes to shit. It would never exist to begin. I'm telling you that right now. And what those bastards are doing is they're destroying the economy because they're killing the businesses, and those businesses will never reopen. They will never reopen because they got nothing to reopen to. Where are they going to move to? They got to move to frickin' Michigan. Where do they live? New York. Yeah, good luck moving there. Do you have any money? No. You're fucked. I mean, you're screwed.
okay.
You know, you got no
So
money. I mean, but I mean, that's,
my
and
viewpoint,
that's what I'm saying. You know, not the peaceful
yeah, I know.
people. I don't have a problem with those people. That's not the issue. It's the issue with the people that are killing us because they are. They're doing it and they're getting away
And I
with it. That's the problem. I can't.
and
Those people need to either die or they need to go to jail. One of the two. I don't care which. I really don't at this point because at this point it's been going on for so long. I'm just fed up with it. It's been going on since April. This is ridiculous. It's unreal, and I can't stand it anymore. It's just, I'm just like, what? I mean, our country is just, it's garbage. It really is. At this point, it's garbage, and it proves to me how bad these people really can be. And they really don't care about us. They really don't, because they just think that they can just ram their car into the brick wall and be like, oh yeah, we could just steal everything. We'll get away with it. The Democrats will let us out. Because they will. That's the problem. They will. And they are.
okay.
You
So
know.
let me.
Continue.
I'm gonna raise my hand. Can I go?
You can raise your hand. Have it.
Um.
I'll let you speak.
So
I don't have a problem with that. Why would I have a problem with that?
So-
I'm for freedom of speech.
So, the thing is, as I stated, the people who are causing these riots, at their core, they aren't even part of the movement, really.
Oh, I know, that's
they
what I'm
just
saying.
trying to start the riots to make it to where, the movement itself has a bad name, and the movement itself has a bad rap. That's what happened with the feminist movement.
Right.
At its core, it's right for everyone. It's
Right.
equal rights for every gender.
Well,
It might be called the feminist movement, but really it's just right for everyone. But then people started turning it into women are better than men and shit, and started
right.
being like
I
feminazis
just-
and shit. No,
I just-
that's when you take a movement and corrupt it to its core. That's when you take a movement and give it a bad name. I don't like people who do that. I hate people who do that.
Right.
But at its core, the Black Lives Matter movement is a solid movement. It's for a lot of things that really do need to be changed. But then there are people out there who want to take it and turn it into, oh, these people cause riots. They're bad people. And then you have people who are like, yeah, you're right. They are bad people. And then that makes it to where the movement itself is given a bad name. It's given a bad rap because of all these people
Right.
who want to go out and cause these violent protests. But
Well-
at the same time, I can understand where a violent protest would be kind of necessary, because if you've already done peaceful protests, they're not working or anything like that. You have to have change. You have to have reform in order
it's
for
working.
people, to get equal rights.
It is
And
working.
if
It's working.
if one violent protest is gonna make people, say, oh shit, this thing exists, this problem exists, we need to address it, and we need to make sure that we handle this. then I can understand where they come from. I do not support anybody who loots. I do not support anybody who kills or hurts. I think they should be brought to jail immediately, and the movement agrees. They literally will pick up people who start hurting people and bring them to the police who are pushing the movement back and say, "Take this guy. He's not with us. He's been looting, and we do not like him."
Well,
And
I wish I was
honestly,
seeing that in the videos. Unfortunately, I'm seeing the majority not do that. That's the unfortunate part about that. I'm seeing the majority not do that.
Yeah, because
they're doing with it. They're not doing against it. They're doing with it because they see an opportunity.
People will end up fearing these looters. They'll just fear them to their core, and they won't do anything about it because they fear them. They fear
I'm not
getting
dissing
hurt
on
by
the
them.
cops on you know, maybe as you might see, it's maybe a little bit too violent because they don't know what these people are going to do. That's the thing. You got mixed with good people and you got mixed with bad people. I would be scared as shit as well. I would not take a chance. Me personally, if I was a cop, I wouldn't. I wouldn't know who to trust and to. I wouldn't know. I would just see.
And that's a lawsuit incoming.
That's just, but the movement, I'll tell you this.
And you're stirring up a movement.
It is working. It is working, though. I'm going to tell you this because Trump is laying down more police rules. Where is more, what's the word? There is more
regulation
on everything. And he's putting an executive order on that shit. So he's doing something. It's not like he's just letting it go and not doing anything. He's doing something. He's seeing that it's an issue. Probably got all these other problems that keep occurring, and it's just setting them back. That's the problem. Like I stated, it's just the corrupt left don't like him. Obviously, that's proven. They can't stand the fact that they lost against a non-politician, and they're doing everything in their power to make him look bad. I mean, it's pretty clear to me.
That's where I'd have to say, I think it's the hard... Please?
No, it isn't. I mean, seriously. I went on CNN for 5 minutes.
Hold on.
You know what they were complaining about Trump? He didn't have his mask on. That's what they were complaining about. He didn't have his mask on. Really? So that's what you're bitching about. Okay. Why wasn't Whitmer wearing her mask? She's a Democrat. Why wasn't she wearing a mask? She's a Democrat governor for Michigan State. Okay, why wasn't Pelosi wearing a mask? She's for California. Why wasn't Biden wearing a mask? He's trying to be the new president. None of the liberals or Democrats are wearing a freaking mask. And yet you're complaining at Trump for not wearing a mask. Excuse me? Where's the fairness in that? There's no fairness in it. It's hate, hate, hate. That's all it is. They hate him so much that they'll bitch on him at anything he does, no matter what he does. Watch CNN for an hour. I guarantee you they'll come up with these lame-ass excuses complaining at him about. Because that's all they do. That's all they do. Why do you think he calls them fake news for a reason? I mean, they do that. They do that. I have proof.
Overrace.
I have proof. I do.
Overrace.
Yeah.
Let me finish my thoughts, please. If I finish my thoughts, I will hear you out.
I did.
But, yeah.
Okay, continue.
But honestly, before I say anything else, I want to say this. I want to say that I don't think that Trump does everything wrong. I don't think that everything he does is completely wrong. And I don't hate the dude. I just don't like the dude either. I don't think he's I don't think he's.
And I'm not saying he's perfect either.
The best president we've ever had or anything like that.
No.
But I think that a lot of the faults I have on Trump is how he reacts to a lot of things and what he does to things, because he violently removed peaceful protesters. He had cut a lot of wages just to build a wall. That's not even gonna work because people smuggle shit into America all the damn time. They'll just find another way around it. And then throwing and separating families. And then there was him literally declaring to the world that the coronavirus isn't an issue. And later on stating he was wrong and didn't act upon the coronavirus at first. He didn't do anything to force the governors to try to do something, because the president can do that. He can try to say, "Okay, governors, you need to do this. You need to act now," and that wasn't being done because he has done that. He has forced the governors to do certain things.
Right. I'm gonna say this though. He does not control what they do. They control their own states. It's not his power to tell them what to do. They're the ones in charge, so they control their state. If they don't know how to control their state, then they shouldn't be in charge. It's plain and simple. It really is. And that is that is part of the Constitution. That is part of the Constitution. The governors control the states. If they don't know what the fuck they're doing, they should not be in office, or they shouldn't be in government. They don't know how to run a state. Plain and simple. It's not the president's duty. His duty is to protect the country as a whole. The governors are supposed to protect the states individually. That's how the country works. If they don't know what the heck they're doing, then they should not be in office. It's plain and simple. You know?
And then there's this. Trump threatens military force and violence if states isn't stopped.
Where'd you get that from?
That is the same one. That's from the same one, the NPR.
Okay.
And
I'm curious where they got that information from. You gotta read from.
Well, there's a lot of leaks that happen.
Well, I know. You gotta read from every source, because you'll find a loophole, and the loophole will lead you to whether it's right or it's not right. I don't just believe what I see.
And then you have to consider biases.
Well, I know. And
of course, you should always question everything you see on the internet. I completely agree with that statement.
The only reason why I don't really
bias
trust
always exists.
Right. Well, the only reason why I don't really trust CNN, MSNBC, and any of those channels, the reason why, is Pelosi herself stated how they did their channels, how they put news.
Honestly, I don't think anyone trusts CNN.
Well, yes, but I mean, it's all of them. All of the MSNBC. There's NBC, ABC, all those. They're all technically in that same, run system. But Pelosi herself, funny enough, of course, dumb as a woman as she is, she actually stated how they actually did it. So what they did was they took the first paragraph of the article, they took the last paragraph of the article, they combined it together, they swapped it around, and then they laid the information out there. And what I mean by swapped it around is they swapped words in different places. And then they said that's what happened. That's a fact. And they called that real news. That's not real news.
Oh yeah, by the way, it's
And she stated that's how they did it. Oh, I know. And actually, yeah. we're gonna wrap it up.
Have we been going for like 2 hours?
Yeah. But hey, we got the lava moat done. So hey, we did accomplishment.
It's true. It is finished.
We had a good discussion.
End up finishing it.
I'll give you that. We did for sure. Like I said, I like having an opening discussion. I'm all for that. Have to have a reasonable one with me.
And we weren't able to agree on anything, but that's okay.
I will. Here's the things that I'll admit that I don't like about Trump, and I'll state he's a loudmouth.
Okay.
He's a damn loudmouth. He
Yeah.
doesn't learn to keep his damn
You
mouth
need to take
trapped.
Twitter away from him.
Trust me. Well, I'll say this. The only reason why he does Twitter so much is because people won't let him state what's actually happening. He'll state what is happening, and then people will change everything, and then you won't actually know what's actually happening or what he actually did. So that's the only reason why he's doing Twitter. Is because he'll be able to speak.
Yeah, that's why.
He'll be able to speak what he knows is actually right and what he's actually doing. So I'm not really hating him too much on that. I'm not really, but he's definitely
that's why
he's definitely a loudmouth. Well, because Obama has a freaking
that's why
Twitter
it gets
thing.
into
You know what I mean? Obama has a Twitter thing. Biden has a Twitter. They all have a. Really, I mean, come on. That's a pathetic thing to bitch at. To be honest with you, but like I said, he's a loudmouth.
I think. Hold on. I think at its core though, the difference between Trump's Twitter and like Obama's Twitter is that he takes things people say about him really too personally as a president.
Well, maybe.
President, people are gonna hate you. You have to accept that. You just have
Maybe.
to come to that people are just gonna hate you and not agree
But
with you.
you also have to
And
see
not
the
everyone's
different.
going to say yes,
But
I
you-
agree.
Right, but you also have to see the different side. People came at him left and right, and he didn't even do anything. You know what I mean? He just became president.
I mean,
They did, for real. The left went after him even before he was president. They did. They attacked him even beforehand. They always been at his throat.
that's
and
what
that's
they did
why-
to Hillary too.
You know,
The right,
and
the
that's
right
why they,
attacked Hillary,
you know,
the left attacked. You know, it's not,
You know,
it's not even
but-
Steven. It's not
that's-
plain as day. You know, once it is.
you know,
but
that's
also
why.
the right.
That's why I
The
just
right
can't.
is the right
you
is
know.
the one that's actually the right is the one that's actually victimizing or rioting or causing riots within the Black Lives Matter community. You know?
Not sure where you're getting that from, but
It's true.
Not sure.
It's true. A lot of
you're gonna have to give me some
it's a lot of,
credible.
like, conservative.
You're gonna have to give me some credible source on that, because
Well,
there's a video. What I see,
videos out there. There's videos out there from.
I
of
don't
cops
know.
doing-
Maybe that news source is not telling you or something. I don't know. It's really hard to say. Really, really hard to say. But I'm just telling you those that I will not vote left for a very long time. They proved to me that they don't care about us too many times.
Yeah, I don't vote left either. I don't
But-
vote left. I don't vote
well-
right. I don't vote Democrat.
But no,
Republican,
I'm
neutral.
just saying
I'm straight down the middle.
I mean, yeah, I'm straight down the middle, but what I'm saying is for the next couple elections, I just don't trust the left. I really don't. Not at this point. They proved to me that they're too damn immature. They're too damn immature. They are so damn corrupt, it's not even funny. And all they want is socialism. And I say, screw that. Okay, I don't think that's how this country should be. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring socialism into this country. It's right in the open, you know, you could see it. Plain and easy. If you look at every Democratic state in the United States, why is every single Democratic state failing? And yet all the Republican states are fine. Doesn't that tell you something, that something is up? That tell you something that maybe they don't deserve the power, or maybe they don't, you know, they don't care about how we live. You know what I mean? You know, and such like that. And then
I don't
you
know
got,
how credible
you know,
that statement is either.
I say, oh, no, it's proven. I mean, it's always, you know, all the riots and shit are in Democratic states, and the Democrats aren't doing shit. They're not doing shit. They're just, I don't know, it's whatever. They're acting, and then they're like, hey, Trump, can you help me out? Can you bail us out? Well, you're supposed to do something. You're not doing anything. So why should you expect him to bail you out? I hope he doesn't bail you out, because you're not doing anything to fix your state. That's your own fault, not his fault. He's to protect the country, not your state. That's not, you know, once again, that's not how the country works. You know, you need to, you know, if you can't control your state, then maybe you shouldn't be a leader. You know, maybe you shouldn't be a government, you know? But Biden's over there saying, China's positive development and all that stuff. And I'm like, the hell it is. He's all about China. Anything good for China. I'm telling you this. He's going to be a puppet if he gets into office. And that's proof. He gets into office, man. Oof. This country is going to be very sad. This country is going to go even worse than what it is right now. I'll tell you that right now. Especially his new running mate, which is a lady. By the way, he only picked her because she's black. That's the only reason he picked her. He stated that a couple times. I don't know if you saw that information. But I did read up on that today. That yeah, he only picked her because black. Because he wanted a black candidate. Because he wanted the black to vote for him. So, but yeah. China, they don't like us. If you didn't know. I mean, you probably do know. I'm sure you know. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, China.
They're in a friendly contract with us.
Do you really believe in that contract?
We made sure that they are, because they're our number one supplier of a lot of imports.
I'm gonna say this. My dad has a couple friends in China, and his China people tell him what's up. His friends in China tell him what's up, and he tells us this: our government hates your people with a passion. With a passion. They don't like the way you live. They don't like your religion. No, he's saying he's being real with you. Not to hurt your feelings, but he's telling you facts straight up.
I agree with you.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
I was gonna say that.
I wasn't sure what you were going to say, but
another.
yeah. Right, yeah. No, they hate us with a passion.
Yeah, another country can hate another a country's way of living. That doesn't mean that they can't form a contract or a treaty.
Well, yes.
Because
but
China realized that we're a powerful country, and if they made enemies,
I wouldn't put that
they'd
past
suffer
them.
a lot of losses.
I wouldn't put that past them, though, because if you see the liberals, the way that they've been reacting and the way they've been trying to, want power. I mean, China wants to rule the entire world. That's what they want to do. They want us to be like them. That's what they want. And the only way they're going to get it that way is if the Democrat Party, the liberals, control it. If the liberals control it, they're going to get their way. Because they're just going to be like, oh, okay. All right. We'll do whatever you say, China. And that's what they're going to do. That's what I mean by puppet. Because they're just going to listen to them, and then they'll do it. So they'll take away our freedom. That's what's going to happen. They stated it so many times, but people just don't want to listen. Because they don't want to believe it. They want to think, oh, he's the good guy. He's not the good guy. And I'm not saying Trump is either, but at least Trump cares about the country. I'll give him credit where credit's due. He's trying to build the country back up. Biden ain't going to do that. He won't do that. He isn't going to do that. He doesn't care. They don't care. That's the thing. There's too many facts to prove that otherwise. And that's all I'm trying to say. Neither of them are good. But you got to pick one or the other. You got to pick the bestest out of the bunch. Which one's the least worse? Basically, is what you got to look at. And obviously that's Mr. T. Biden can't even form a damn sentence correctly. I think that's an issue. Why should you vote for somebody like him to be in office if he's not even going to run for president, or if he's not going to be the president? That's an issue. But Yeah, I mean that that's where it's at. But anyways, conversation though, like I stated, it was good to see your points.
It's all in good fun. We don't mean any harm towards each other. So.
No, we don't. I'm just sick of the corruption. I'm just sick of the corruption. You know what I mean? I really am.
I can agree with you on that.
I really am.
I would agree with you on that. Honestly, I think the only way that this country can recover is if we get rid of that corruption. But it's probably not going to happen.
Well, that's what Trump's trying to do. He's trying to drain the swamp. He stated that before, drain the swamp. And that's that liberal side of it. Is this really where the swamp is what he's referring to? Because that's where the corruption really is at. Yes, I'm sure the Republicans have done some bad things, but I don't know if they've done as bad as what the liberals are doing right now. I don't think they have. Maybe they have, but from what I'm seeing on the news, I don't see. All I see is libs, and libs. That's all I see. That's it. Everything they're doing.
For me, it's like I don't like any party. I just
right.
I
and I'm not saying
all the parties.
I mean if Republicans were doing the same thing, I would call them out as well. But like I don't see anything that they're doing that has me just going to call them out for something. I'm not seeing anything. And if somebody does point out something, okay, well, all right, fine, I'll call them out for it. But the thing is, the pros, the cons outweigh the pros. If there's more cons than there is pros, then your party stinks.
And
it sucks.
I'll say this. I'll say this is that I used to be a hardcore Republican conservative, but then I saw the corruption in the politics and the fucking can't form a sentence. And the politics and politicians in general, and I was like, okay, I don't want to side with either party at this point. I don't want to say I'm Republican. I don't want to say I'm Democrat. I don't want to say I'm hard left, hard right. I don't want to say any of that. I want to say that I stick to my guns. I stick to my beliefs, and whatever each party does, whatever each party likes, I don't care because I'm not associated with that party. All I associate myself with is my beliefs, my personal opinion. And if someone says something harsh about like the Republicans or the Democrats, I'm not going to be butthurt. I'm not going to not believe them because I'm like, okay, I'm not part of that party anyway.
And like I said, neither am I. But I'm just
that's why I'll never run for president. You have to pick one side, and I'm like, I can never do that.
Well, like I said, I didn't pick him over Republican. I never picked him over that. I could give a shit. I don't care. He could have been conservative for all I cared. I wouldn't have cared. Party to me does not matter. The only reason why I'm attacking the left is because they're childish. They're so damn childish. And they're offensive people. That's why. That's why I can't stand it. Because they keep coming at me with stupid-ass lies, with stupid bullshit, and their faces, and all this other shit. And you wonder why I can't respect them. At least I'll give credit where credit is due. The Republicans, I never had one come at me and call me racist for something stupid. They never have. So I'll give them credit, like I said, where credit is due. You deserve credit if you prove it. You don't deserve credit if you show nothing for it, and they don't. I state, well, Trump did this and this. Well, and then the liberal will go, no, Obama did that. Show me facts. They show me something that was lies, and then I go, no, that didn't happen. Here, read this. No, that didn't happen. I don't know where you got that from. I mean, they'll just try to go every way they can to go around it. when it's right there in front of them. They just don't want to admit it. You know, and that's, you know, or they come at me when I wasn't even talking to them. You know what I mean? And they'll do that too. And that's how I know when they're liberals. Because they don't care. They just don't like my opinion. You know? And that's what I can't stand. You know? Is people attacking me for liking Trump, for instance, like that. And I'll even state that I don't say he's perfect, you know, and I'll state all that. And they'll say, well, you're still a terrible person and all that shit. And I'm like, the fuck? You know? So, you know, it's as simple as that. You know? All I'm asking is if we call you out and you're doing something wrong, admit to it. You know? Because when we do something wrong, we do admit to it. You know? Just like with Biden, you know, just like when Biden said those 3 racist things. He said those 3 racist things. If Trump would have said those things, he would have got, you know, people would have came at him like a bat out of hell. And yet they're letting Biden go. It's like, really? That's not fair. That's messed up. You want to support a racist person? Wow. That's messed up. I mean, that really is. You know, that's what I mean. That's the corruption. That's the corruption. It's that, you know, and that's the stuff I can't stand. You know? That's the stuff I can't stand. It's just bullcrap. It really is. So, you know, calling me out for stupid stuff that I didn't even do or didn't even say. You know? Shit like that I can't stand. So, you know, I'll form an opinion and they'll call it fake news, or they'll say something stupid. You know, oh, you're a dumbass for supporting Trump or whatever like that, and I'll be like, I think you're a jackass or you're a prick or whatever, because you can't accept that I have a different opinion than you. You know, simple shit like that. You know, but that's the liberals for you. They don't care. Why would they? They never did care.
That's pretty broad, generally.
Well, yeah. Yeah, they don't. They don't care. You know, if you have a different opinion, they'll just, you know, they'll call you insane. You're insane. They'll say, hey, go watch CNN, so then you can see, as what they call it, the real news. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry,
it's 1:52. I'm really tired.
Yeah, no. Go to bed. Go to bed. I gotta go to bed too. But anyways, it was a good discussion, like I stated. But you know, I'm gonna vote for Donnieville. That's who I'm gonna vote for. Because, you know, he's all we got. You know, I already saw.
I refuse.
If you don't want to, hey, that's on you. Here's something my dad stated, which I think you should keep in mind, and I do respect him for it, and you should respect him as well for it. And it does make sense. It's what he says, and what most people say. If you don't vote, you got nothing to say. Your opinion is invalid. Pretty much. The reason why. Because you're not, you know, you're not saying your piece. You know what I mean? You're not picking for a person.
That's because I'm against everybody who's running.
Right.
That's why.
But,
I don't want to vote.
you know,
I don't like anybody.
my dad states, which is true, every vote counts. It does. No matter who you vote for. You vote for somebody because you think they're going to do good for the country. And that's why you voted for them. Or whatever, for whatever reason you voted for them. If you don't vote, says then you have no say. You don't. You really don't. Because you're not picking anybody. So what can you complain about? The only thing you can complain about is the corrupt ecosystem, which is the entire party, and that includes any party. That's the only thing you can technically say is bad. You know. And I see his point. He makes a point. You know, it makes a sense, and you know, and I talk to non-voters all the time, and you know what? They say it's fine. They state their reason, but they say, but it's okay. You don't need to listen to my opinion though, because my opinion is invalid. I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for the other person. I didn't vote for nobody. So, you're right.
I think saying that your opinion is invalid is going a bit far, but yeah. I see what you mean.
Well, I mean, you know, because if you didn't vote the person in, then you got nothing really bad to say. Because you didn't ask for that person to be
I got a lot of things bad to say.
Well,
but the point is that
I
definitely, I don't wanna vote for someone I don't like. That's my point.
Well, that's fair. You know? That's fair. And there's multiple different parties.
If a candidate comes up and I like them, I'll vote. I'll vote for that candidate. I'll go, okay, and now there's someone in the running that I want to be president, so I'll make sure that I cast my vote for them. If they don't become president, then I'll just be mildly upset about it and not complain to anybody else and just kind of bottle it up on the inside.
Well, I mean, you can complain because you have, you know, you'll state your opinion. You'll state your, you know.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna upset other people because, my opinion, I've learned, if you voice your opinion too much, you end up just getting too much backlash, and I don't want that shit. You keep your backlash.
I've been running into so many great people. It's great. So many great people that open their mouths, and it's great. You know what's more funny? Shutting the liberals down. That's what's great. You know how you could tell you win is when they stop.
But you gotta promise me something.
No. It's the truth though. It is the truth though. When they stop replying back to you and your messages are the last ones, you won. It's plain. It's plain and simple. You won.
You gotta promise me something.
The argument's finished. You know what?
You gotta promise me something. If you become an influential figure, like a really big YouTuber, you gotta just let things be as they are. You know, you gotta just move on, man. Because if you do it too much, your platform will start to suffer. Wow. Okay.
I'm just
kidding. I was trying to help you.
No, I know what you're saying, but I'll stick to my opinions and shit like that. If people want to have
that's honorable.
If people want to discuss with me,
that's
fine.
honorable.
I'll discuss with them. I'm gonna tell you this.
Yeah, but discuss.
But
but
listen.
If it starts getting heated, you gotta back out.
It's whatever, man. Screw them. If they got no respect for the other person, then they don't deserve it. It's plain and simple. You earn respect.
So then don't show them attention.
You earn respect. No, you shut them up by proving how stupid they are. That's one way of doing it.
Okay.
That's one way of doing it. Or you just tell them.
I'm gonna say that.
Or
you're gonna do you, and that's
fine.
I will not stop you.
Just
gonna say is that.
Hold on.
If you get the backlash.
Oh no, I get backlash, but guess what? Who wins in the end? Me. Why? Because I have supporters. No, I do. I've always had supporters.
the more influential you are, the the less good it is to argue with people because
No, it's a
you're
difference.
never gonna get anywhere.
TastelessMage.
Yeah.
It's a difference when I'm having a discussion with the people and when they're just coming at me for personal attack. That's the difference. The people that come at me with the liberal bullshit are people that are just not great. They're not great at all. They could give two fricks about your opinion. They'll call you insane for having a different opinion.
Mhm.
As I stated, those people don't deserve the respect. And if they're going to come at me, I don't give a frick. They can come at me all they want. I'll just shut them right down. I do not care. I have people that back me up because people see through it too. It's not just me that sees it. Others sees it well. It's pretty obvious when you see their messages. It's proven to you how many times when they state, well, you kept replying back to me and that's why this discussion's still going on. And why'd you start this conversation in the first place? And you'd be like, hold it there, Mr. Big Man. I didn't start the conversation. You want proof? Here. I'll screenshot it. Screenshot it, showed him proof. And then he goes, oh, see, you replied back to me right there. Ding, ding, ding. You lost. You froze because you didn't know what to say. That's because I was right and you were wrong. You did start the conversation. I didn't start it. See? That kind of stuff. I have a discussion with people if they want one. If they want to come at me, I don't care. No mercy.
I just offered.
No, I know. I know what you're saying. And like I said, I control myself. I control myself when I need to. But censorship, for instance, I do not accept. I'll get irritated and I will get pissed. Because if you didn't know, YouTube is a liberal company. They are a liberal company, and they don't like other people's opinions. They do that, and they do mute you for having a different opinion. That's what I'm meaning. That's why I hate the liberals, because they don't like you. They want you to agree with them and agree with them only. Why do you think I have a problem with them? That's why.
I mean, isn't that every political party, though?
No, Republicans let me state their opinion. They don't care. If you have a different side, they don't care. They will let you state your opinion. They're not going to mute you because you have a different opinion. That's what I'm saying. That's the difference between the parties. One is not as bad as the other.
And
they are both
there's a lot
bad.
Of conservative
sure.
YouTube channels.
They are both bad, sure. But you got to see the cons and the pros. Okay, the Republicans don't mute you for having a different opinion, but the liberals do. Okay, so that's a con and a pro. All right. Like I stated, it's, okay, the Republicans want to remove such and such. Okay, the liberals don't. All right, so that's a con and a pro. That's a tick for attack. Fine. I don't pick a side over one, but when you censor people, I have a problem with that. I do. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I will call you out for it. And I don't care how you feel. Because it's wrong. You should not censor people for having a different opinion. You shouldn't. Not at all. And that's what YouTube does. They done that for me. They did that for me. They mute my streams. When me and Iron Wolverine were having a neutral conversation, they muted our streams. Oh, because they didn't like us. Really? It's like, come on, man. They did it 4 times in a row. We had to name the stream something totally different in order for them to leave us alone. So that's what I'm saying, Stuff like that, But, but that's all. Anyways, I'm going to let you go to bed, though, because I want to go to sleep, too. But I just wanted to state that, though. That's what I'm talking about, That's the corruption I'm talking about. So it's that censorship I can't stand. So, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Let us know. You know, subscribe to TastelessMage. Link is in the description. Show them love and support as always.
I would be most humbled.
TastelessMage.
Yes,
Read everywhere. You know, read everywhere. Get your information from everywhere, if you know what I mean. Watch, well, here's an idea for you that my dad would tell you to do. And this is coming from my dad. So just watch 1 hour of Fox. Watch 1 hour of CNN. Watch 1 hour of OAN. Watch 1 hour of Mad Max. You know, watch 1 hour of each different news source. And then have a discussion with somebody or with yourself and just kind of go over, okay, what has one done bit by bit? One has covered, which one is biased, you know what I mean? And just kind of, you know, and just kind of go over it, you know what I mean? And just do that. And then see what you get. That is one thing my dad did teach me. Watch, you know, info from each source. And then see where you're at. If you get what I'm meaning. So let me know. By any chance. If you're cool with that. Are you still there?
Yeah. Sorry. I was dozing off.
Did you get that though?
Sorry. It was not because of you.
No,
Not because of you. I just woke up kind of early today.
No, you're good. I'm gonna let you go to sleep, but did you get that though?
Yeah. Go to know multiple news sources.
Yeah, just kind of write down what they're saying. I mean, if you want to do it that way, you can write down notes or whatever like that, and just write down notes, and just listen. You don't need to try to speak over them or just listen. Just listen what they have to say for that hour or whatever like that, and then go to the next channel. Listen for that for an hour, and then go to the next one. You know what I mean? Just kind of give what you're thinking. Maybe even do a video on it. I don't know. Or state it to me. You can even text me and say, okay, I watched all these sources. Here's my opinion on them. If you want to do that, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
So just do that and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Very curious.
Got you.
Very curious. And maybe, could see a different perspective, or you could see, I don't know, something. Hopefully something good. I'm sure something good. I do mainly watch Fox. I know they're a little bit more Republican. Sure. They kind of are. They are kind of biased. I'm gonna admit what I don't see. But they have called Trump out on things that he has done that was bad. So, it's, that's why I technically pretty reliable, I would say, with a little bit of bias to it. But compared to CNN, they're far better. That's just, seeing which one. But anyways, that's just me. That's just my parents. That's just what we are. So. But anyways, you have a good night, though. I'm going to end it here.
Yeah.
We're going to end it off on a great note. We'll see you guys in the next one. The next one will have definitely a lot more content for sure. We'll probably work on the house more, right? I think we should do that.
Yeah.
I think so.
Probably even the enchanting room too.
There you
go.
go.
We haven't touched that in a while.
So just stay tuned for that episode, you guys. We'll probably be here next Monday. If not next Monday, then Tuesday. We'll shoot for one of those 2 days. So yeah, just stay tuned on the channel. Would appreciate that. The playlist for this will be in the description, so you guys can check that out. Donate if you guys would like to help support the channel. I would appreciate that very much, as always. If you guys want to be part of the social squad, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, links for all of them are down below. If you guys want to be updated all the time on anything related, or stay up to date with me personally. Of course, subscribe to TastelessMage, link down below. As always, and very humbled.
Very humble.
And the Iron Race podcast, I don't know about that. Iron Wolverine's been very exhausted, tired, and he's been getting out very late, so I don't know how that's gonna go. So we didn't do it last week, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think we did do it last week. No.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
So we'll have to keep you guys up to date on it. I'll try to keep content coming for you guys. I had a consistent 1 viewer this whole time. Much love to you. Really do. I hope you enjoyed this.
It's not you, is it?
No, it's not me, because I just have the... it isn't. I'm being serious. It isn't me. I have the stream manager open, which tells me the chat, the views, how long I've been streaming for, the views, and the followers. And that does not count as a viewership. That does not count as a viewership. I have to strictly click on the stream, and then it will count as a viewership. But so I appreciate that 1 viewer. I hope I hope you were. Yeah, I figured so. I hope you enjoyed this discussion. Let me know your opinions down below. If you just think this is all, ridiculous. If you couldn't agree with me more, COVID came from China. That's a fact. It's a fact.
It is a fact, you're right.
You can't argue with that one. Sorry, but you can't.
No one can argue, no.
They can't. 2020 would not be as bad as if that virus never came here. And I'm sure that's a fact.
Oh my god, I'm sick of this virus. I need it to go away already.
Unfortunately, it won't. It's just
we're gonna probably go into 2021 with the virus.
I don't think it's ever gonna go away, to be honest with you. I just don't want us to wear masks 24/7 all the time. You know what I mean?
The thing about it is, I think they're just waiting for a cure now, aren't they?
Yeah, but I wouldn't put my I wouldn't put my trust in those cures, if you know what I mean.
The bubonic plague cure seems to work pretty well, so I'm hoping that the coronavirus will too. It's not a strong virus by any means.
It depends on who makes the virus. You know what I mean? It depends on who makes the vaccine. I'm just gonna say that. It depends on who makes it. If Bill Gates makes it, you can forget it. I don't trust him one bit. He's the one that's saying we need to we need to depopulize the population. And you want him to make the vaccine? You're insane. I'm just saying that right now. You're insane. Just saying. I don't want that guy to make it. If somebody else makes it, maybe. But
Jeff Bezos.
There you go. If he makes it, all right, maybe. But I don't think I got the virus.
Of Amazon.
I haven't gotten it though. I don't think so. And if I have, I haven't noticed. So I'm not really.
To be honest, I think I got it right before it became like big news. I think I got it, but I don't know.
Yeah. So, oh well. If I did, so what? It didn't kill me. It didn't hurt me. It didn't do nothing to me. So it's not really that big of a deal as they're making it, as it seems. If you know what I mean.
I know that. Well, I did have a friend that died of corona, so I think it's a pretty big deal.
It really just depends on your health condition. If your health condition is great, you have a 99% chance of living. If you have health problems, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
So, but I think they should just focus on the people that have health problems, not the people that don't. But anyways,
That's true.
I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys have a good one. Stay safe. As always, much love to you guys. Over is Gamer.
TastelessMage.
We're signing off. Peace.
Peace.